done enough. Level up, tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Never lose, should've had better luck. I'ma wake 'em up from a slumber. Money ain't nothing but a thing, and the level ain't nothing but a number. Life ain't nothing but a game. Level up, never lose, should've had better luck. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. I wanna ball, waking up admit that he gave me a chance and I'm rolling the dice. I do it all, living like I'm tryna go for the platinum trophy in life. Who can you call? Really nobody, so you should just follow me on your device. And know if she chillin' with me, then it's bound to be chemical X and the sugar and spice. Game in the system, but game is the hobby. I'm probably cocky, but hot as wasabi. I mean, if it's beef, then you know where to find me. My niggas is ready and so is my body. You should be running and telling your posse and what's in the speakers and what's in your potty. And she tryna kick it, but this ain't karate. Just keep that shit down while I'm watching Tsunami. I ain't saying I'm a super nerd, but I told you when we got involved, my idea of a perfect date is a PlayStation and some alcohol. I was role playing on GTA. I'm a good guy, but I got it all. If the world should end, be the first to leave, but the last of us acting naughty, dog. Level up, never lose, should've had better luck. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Level up, tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Never lose, should've had better luck. I'ma wake 'em up from a slumber. Money ain't nothing but a thing, and the level ain't nothing but a number. Life ain't nothing but a game. Level up, never lose, should've had better luck. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Level up, never lose, should've had better luck. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Level up, tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Never lose, should've had better luck. I'ma wake 'em up from a slumber. Money ain't nothing but a thing, and the level ain't nothing but a number. Life ain't nothing but a game. Level up, never lose, should've had better luck. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. I wanna ball, waking up admit that he gave me a chance and I'm rolling the dice. I do it all, living like I'm tryna go for the platinum trophy in life. Who can you call? Really nobody, so you should just follow me on your device. And know if she chillin' with me, then it's bound to be chemical X and the sugar and spice. Game in the system, but game is the hobby. I'm probably cocky, but hot as wasabi. I mean, if it's beef, then you know where to find me. My niggas is ready and so is my body. You should be running and telling your posse and what's in the speakers and what's in your potty. And she tryna kick it, but this ain't karate. Just keep that shit down while I'm watching Tsunami. I ain't saying I'm a super nerd, but I told you when we got involved, my idea of a perfect date is a PlayStation and some alcohol. I was role playing on GTA. I'm a good guy, but I got it all. If the world should end, be the first to leave, but the last of us acting naughty, dog. Level up, never lose, should've had better luck. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Level up, tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Never lose, should've had better luck. I'ma wake 'em up from a slumber. Money ain't nothing but a thing, and the level ain't nothing but a number. Life ain't nothing but a game. Level up, never lose, should've had better luck. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Level up, never lose, should've had better luck. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Level up, tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Never lose, should've had better luck. I'ma wake 'em up from a slumber. Money ain't nothing but a thing, and the level ain't nothing but a number. Life ain't nothing but a game. Level up, never lose, should've had better luck. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. I wanna ball, waking up admit that he gave me a chance and I'm rolling the dice. I do it all, living like I'm tryna go for the platinum trophy in life. Who can you call? Really nobody, so you should just follow me on your device. And know if she chillin' with me, then it's bound to be chemical X and the sugar and spice. Game in the system, but game is the hobby. I'm probably cocky, but hot as wasabi. I mean, if it's beef, then you know where to find me. My niggas is ready and so is my body. You should be running and telling your posse and what's in the speakers and what's in your potty. And she tryna kick it, but this ain't karate. Just keep that shit down while I'm watching Tsunami. I ain't saying I'm a super nerd, but I told you when we got involved, my idea of a perfect date is a PlayStation and some alcohol. I was role playing on GTA. I'm a good guy, but I got it all. If the world should end, be the first to leave, but the last of us acting naughty, dog. Level up, never lose, should've had better luck. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Level up, tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Never lose, should've had better luck. I'ma wake 'em up from a slumber. Money ain't nothing but a thing, and the level ain't nothing but a number. Life ain't nothing but a game. Level up, never lose.
Here comes Spider-Man. What's up, everybody? It feels, I know we did a show last week, And we did a very long show last week. We talked about 4 or 5 hours about Resident Evil. But dang, it feels like it's been 2 months since we've done this show. I don't know why my brain is there. But welcome to episode 12 of Cogs in the Machine. I am the floor hugger. I'll introduce my co-host in a second. But if you guys love us and you want to be part of Level 1 team, come on to level1gaming.com. We got delicious stuff, delicious spaces for you if you want to be a writer, or if you want to guest write, you can do that as well. I'm the floor hugger. In the description, I have linked only 2 games so far. I have linked Elder Scrolls Online, the Standard Edition, and Destiny 2, the Legendary Edition, because we are talking about best ongoing games, or our favorite ongoing games. So make sure to leave it in the comment section, because Trevor and I do read them, what your favorite ongoing game is, or what your least favorite ongoing game is, because we're just going to go from memory. I don't have much list. I think I have like one list. You know I like lists, but we don't have that here today. So we're just gonna go from memory. We're gonna talk about the games we love, and all that. And I'm gonna stop rambling to introduce my host, which you should know by now. But if you don't, Trevor, let them know who you is.
Yeah, I'm Trevor Oz. I do community PR, marketing, etc., over at Winterborn. You can follow us there at Winterborn Games. We're working on a game called Externus Path of the Solari, which you can check out at externusgame.com. Due out late this year. And yeah, that's what I do, but I also know a whole lot about video games and like talking about them, and I come and do this every week with Floor Hugger.
You see, you drive me crazy. I know a lot, but not a lot. But you have so much knowledge that it's just like, okay, there's in all of my thousands of years I could possibly live in thousands of life, I would never know that. You just have so much knowledge.
I've lived a long life, especially in a video game space where I worked retail for a long time and was surrounded by it on the daily. So that was my time to take all of that in, so to speak. So I remember a lot. I remember a lot about that stuff, but there's so much stuff that I learned in like school that I have definitely thrown out the window. So
yeah, I mean, school stuff is a whatever.
Yeah, I don't know what's more useful to me. I don't remember how to do algebra, but I do remember games released in like 2004. Go figure.
Algebra's
So
who needs algebra?
That's just how it goes. And I just want to do a quick shout out to our chat. We got Hustle, who's always in the chat. Appreciate him being here. Mr. Doja is also in the chat. And Dallas being here. Always appreciate you guys coming in.
It means so much.
Checking out what we're doing.
Okay. I see my problem. I always have a problem. Let's pray. I did it right here with Trevor, not but 10 minutes ago. So let's pray for some good OBS RNG. Pray to the RNG gods, because OBS likes to mess with us at every single turn. So
hey man, you had to mention it though.
I have to, because I've been praying for it all week, just like, please don't do me dirty.
I don't know, that might be the bad luck though, that because you mentioned it, the bad juju is gonna come out. You know.
No.
So, yeah.
I don't need that thought.
We'll see.
So,
we'll see as we get into things.
Best ongoing game. It doesn't have to be an online game. It could be, like a long-standing series that we like Mass Effect has come back. That Legendary Edition is looking extra crispy. But I think most of these games that I'm going to mention, at least at the start, are probably going to be online games for you guys.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of ongoing games that people think of are going to be online experiences that are constantly being updated and added to and changed and shift with the wind and all that good stuff. So I definitely think that's where we're going. And we already have one in the chat, as Hustle says. GTA 5 is the best ongoing game, hands down. Which I'm sure a lot of people would agree with. actually, because a lot of people still play GTA 5.
I sign in every month to get my $200,000 from Prime, and I mean, you can sign in for 2 months, and you have enough to buy like some of the bigger stuff that you have to grind for hours on. So
Yeah, I'm not a big GTA player.
yeah,
Not like I have played it online a bit. I've had some fun with it, but yeah, it's not. I'd say it's less my thing
yeah,
than a lot of other games, but it's. I mean, it's still a good game.
yeah.
And I totally get why it's super popular because there's just a ton of stuff to do in the online space. They're always doing some sort of event. They always are adding new heists or
Hmm.
whatnot to the game. And I mean, now you have people making their own fun with like the RPG stuff, the role play,
That stuff is so
storyline
much
stuff.
fun.
Like, yeah, it's crazy. The creativity that people have to do that stuff. Because doing that stuff takes a lot of time and patience.
Some
Especially if
full-time
you're.
job.
But yeah, I mean, it's literally living a Second Life. I mean, they've turned Grand Theft Auto into the promise that Second Life was. Back in the day, back in the days when Second Life was a thing.
uh,
That people did. Which I mean, that was an ongoing game at one point. If you think about it.
that's true. Yeah, I mean,
Uh,
virtual space you pay money to play. Yeah,
you you pay money to play as an avatar of yourself. Kind of. I mean, obviously, you could do stuff in a game like that you couldn't do in the real world, I guess. So
yeah.
that's where the differences lie. So I mean, if you wanted to live a different kind of life and maybe something that you didn't think you could do, Second Life might have been the place for you. But it's just
Second Life with
it's
today's
interesting.
VR would have been killer.
Yeah, yeah. I think Second Life now would be a much different thing than
Yeah,
it was. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see someone try to do that again.
yeah. I
So
don't know what it would be. Uh,
yeah, I'm not sure.
Hustle says, Skyrim considered ongoing? I would say no, because there's no new content that's been added since the Vampire DLC, which was like 6 years ago, I think.
Yeah, I mean it could be ongoing from like from
The fact that it never leaves.
a player standpoint, like because there's always player made mods and
Oh man.
upgrades and stuff like that, and even new storylines and stuff that players are adding to the game. So I mean, in that sense, yeah, you could say that there's still an active community around it.
Oh hell yeah.
So I mean, you could go that route. I mean, but like I mean, just like you, I don't think I'd consider it ongoing. Um,
Yeah,
but it Skyrim's a game that has a lot of legs to it. That's for sure.
that's true.
Just because it just it gets released on everything that you can think of. And I'm gonna cough.
You cough. I mean, it's okay to cough. It's one of those games that I don't do this to me. That I honestly don't know when it's going to end. Because, like you said, there's the vibrant community, but nothing
Mhm.
official from Bethesda. And usually, if you're not on PC, you can't take advantage of a lot of those mods. I just don't know when it's going to end. I kind of want it to end, but at the same time, I've had so much fun playing Skyrim that I'm like, I don't want it to end. So much fun.
Well, I think we'll see less Skyrim releases, etc. Once the next Elder Scrolls game comes out.
Yeah.
Once we have that new hotness
Well,
in the Elder Scrolls community. So
if you love Elder Scrolls, there's nothing wrong with some ESO Online. Guess it's
no,
not
I
ESO
mean,
Online. It's
yeah, the Elder Scrolls Online is it's pretty amazing actually. It's a game that lets you play in pretty much every Elder Scrolls game, at least world and lore, and it takes place prior to any of the previous Elder Scrolls games. So it's kind of a prequel to everything. from a world
Mm-hmm.
standpoint. Um, and there's just so much to do. It acts as both a great single player campaign where you can just play for a story, but there's also so much to do multiplayer from the 4-man dungeons to the 12-man dungeons, uh, and then there's even the ongoing Imperial Alliance War,
Mm-hmm.
where literally you there is literally a three-way war going on in the Imperial City between three different factions, of which you choose when you make your character. And literally, you go out into an open battlefield and try to take keeps and kill other players and etc. etc. I mean, it's it's kind of like having like three or four different games in one game because
Yeah,
there's kind of something for every kind of player in it.
that's
Because
true.
you can definitely you don't have to play with other people playing Elder Scrolls Online. You can literally just be a single player person, go through the story, and there's a ton of quests, and it will literally give you hundreds of hours of content without even worrying about having to interact with another person. You
I,
can do that.
that's how I play.
Um, Yeah, and but then there's totally the other side of it where you could totally just make a PvP character and then go into Cyrodiil and just get a party of rate like a raiding party to go and take down keeps and try to become emperor in the Imperial City.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's a ton of stuff to do. Even from the other side of things, if you like crafting and building and uh, building up your house and putting items in your house, like the housing community in Elder Scrolls
Mm-hmm.
Online is insane. If you look at any streams on Twitch of Elder Scrolls like housing stuff, it's crazy the way people take all of these objects and make different things to add into a home and how creative some of these homes are. It's like
Right?
I
People are
I don't have
insane,
the
man.
patience for I don't have the patience for it. It
No.
it's a lot of it's a lot of grinding, like like trying to find diagrams and then grinding out like different like crafting pieces and trying to find the right pieces to craft this and that and like it's but like the stuff that people can do with and make home like it's really cool. Like
Mm-hmm.
I'm like I'm truly in awe a lot of times when I see some player homes and I'm just like, man, I could never take the time to do this. Like that's the thing in like ESO where I'm like, yeah, I no, I'm good. Um, but I totally appreciate the people that do that stuff because I think it's really cool and it's kind of it's like if you want to be if you're a fan of like extreme home makeover and you want to make over a home in Skyrim and Skyrim or Cyrodiil or
Mm-hmm.
anywhere any land of the Elder Scrolls like it's just a really cool thing and I think it it shows the different types of gameplay that happen within just a single game,
Yeah.
where you can kind of literally just do whatever your heart's content to do.
Yeah.
Um,
Honestly, yeah.
so I mean, like you just have a ton of options within one game. Like hey, maybe you don't feel like doing quests today, and you just want to ride around and harvest do farming and like farm for materials and stuff like that. Like just casual, throw on some lo-fi beats and like just go
Yeah.
collect stuff. I mean, like you can go fishing in the game.
Yeah. I love the fishing.
There's yeah, it's like there's just so much stuff to do in the Elder Scrolls Online that I mean, it's literally a couple thousand hours
Oh,
to
easy.
if you wanted to do everything. Like it's it's crazy. Like
I'm pretty sure I have a couple hundred hours, and I thought I only had the Dark Brotherhood DLC, but I remember I got the Thieves Guild too. and I'm probably not
Mhm.
even halfway through, and I'm just like, and I joined a guild, so I can all I do is craft, and I do armoring for them, so that's all I do, and I don't interact with anybody. I'll put on some lo-fi beats or a podcast, and yeah, Elder Scrolls is just there's so much to do no matter what you love. Man,
Yeah. There's just there's so much to it, and they add stuff all the time.
oh yeah,
They add every couple months there's something like uh, next month they're adding the yearly chapter, which is Blackwood, which is them essentially going back to Oblivion
yeah,
uh, this time. So, um, and that'll start their year of Blackwood content, which will have their main storyline, the main single player story that for you to play through. But it'll also add new dungeons and a new trial, which is the 12-man dungeon. And then eventually, in a couple months, probably around September, they'll add a couple new dungeons. And then probably around November, they'll add another big storyline specific area for you to go through that's a little bit smaller than a normal one, but it still provides you with a good amount of content. And then a couple months after that, they'll add more dungeons, and then a few months we'll be back to June, and they'll have another big chapter for you to consume. So um, they've got the yearly thing down, and in
yeah.
between on those months they run a ton of events. They probably have an event like feels like at least once a month now,
Yeah, I
where
think
you can,
there is.
yeah. So it's like an event where you can earn bonus XP or get
Hmm.
different stuff for your house or different costumes for your character or different mounts. Um,
Yeah,
like there's a ton of stuff to do in the Elder Scrolls, and with each thing that they do, they've made it easier and easier to connect with other players. They made it easy to find a guild if that's what you want to do. They've made it just easier to get into a game with other players if you just want to be set up with random people to go through dungeons, stuff like that. I mean,
hmm
they've done a lot of good quality of life stuff when it
they
comes to the Elder Scrolls Online. So
they've and we'll talk about this with another game, but I remember playing this back in the beta, and I was like, this game is going to die. So they took the time to revamp it, and I gotta say, this is probably one of the most like frequently updated. And if you guys can think of a community that has more frequent updates and more things going on, let me know. But I think Elder Scrolls is probably one of the most poppin', like you're saying, monthly activities. Something's always going on,
mhm.
and it's impressive because it's not small. It's a massive game world,
uh,
and there's a lot to do. And you try to appease everybody because I'm just a strictly PvE player. I don't do PvP stuff, so you got to appease the PvP people. I don't know how they do it, but
no,
man,
I mean, I couldn't even tell you how many zones there are now, like off the top of my head, because there's so many.
yeah,
Um, because it started off with like because it starts off because there's a storyline for each faction, and each faction had like 5 or 6 zones, I want to say, and then they've added like at least almost like 2 to 3 zones a year since then. So it's like there's just so much to do in the game that it'll take forever to do it. I mean, and honestly, it's super cheap right
yeah,
now. Usually, a lot of times, well, I would say if you have Game Pass on Xbox,
hmm
you can totally just play the game with a ton of content for nothing right now.
hmm
I think they may have I think they even now include the Morrowind chapter as well in the
think
free part,
so.
if I remember right. So you get like the first big storyline expansion for free with it. So I mean, you get a lot of content. Plus, they do sales all the time on the other expansions. I know the latest the Dark Heart of Skyrim storyline, which took you into Western Skyrim. That was on sale not that long ago for like $10 or something, and it also maybe like $10 for just the expansion, or like 15 to $20, and you got like literally all of the other storyline expansions with it. So I mean, they do a lot of stuff like that. So, and now that the Blackwood stuff is coming out, I'm sure there is like a complete version for like the price of a regular game, which would be like 60 or $70, whatever. Um, that would give you everything.
Yeah.
Um,
Well,
so
I did link in the description the standard edition because there's just so much that you can do in the standard edition. But the Elder Scrolls Online, this is on Humble Bundle because you guys know I love Humble Bundle. I'm an affiliate with them, and my charity of choice is the Wikipedia Foundation because we use Wikipedia so much on this show. But they have the full, I think the Greymoor has all the
yeah,
DLC in
Greymoor's
there. So
Greymoor's the Dark Out of Skyrim stuff. So
there's everything in here. All your adventures. I think ESO. What's up, old man Logan? I think ESO is probably one of the biggest games we'll talk about, but surprisingly, not a lot of people either know about it, think it has long since been over, or just don't want to give it some time because, oh, I don't like the Elder Scrolls. Do you like a RPG? Yeah. You like an MMO? Yeah, take off the
yeah,
Elder
it's
Scrolls
it's
branding. Like,
from a gameplay standpoint, it's different
yes.
than Skyrim and Oblivion. That's
Hmm.
for sure. It's a little bit different. It's more simplified, but it's not like WoW or other MMOs either.
Exactly.
It has more of an active combat system where you are timing your blocks. You're timing. There's like basically a break mechanic where enemies will try to do like big moves, and it takes like a few seconds for them to do it, and you'll have time in there to like bust them out of it to make sure that they don't do it. So it's a lot of timing based there. Um,
Mhm.
so doing the timing along with different abilities and rotations and stuff, like it's a more active combat than a lot of other MMOs in that sense.
Mhm.
Because it's not just about rotations; it's about paying attention to the enemy and the timing and stuff like that. So it's got a really cool combat system. Like I actually really like it a lot compared to some of the others. Uh, so, but yeah,
Mm.
if you just see the scrolling down right now, I mean, this is all like that's all the DLC. And if you get to a point where like that like, hey, I'm gonna play this real hard for like a couple months, like you can subscribe to like the ESO Plus, which
Ye-
gives you all the DLC. Uh, and then but it also gives you crowns so that you can unlock DLC permanently if you want to do that.
mhm.
It's usually enough to at least pay for one of the DLC packs. So if you start playing and then you find a DLC pack that you really like, you can always use those crowns to purchase that DLC pack or see what DLC, because they usually have like DLC packs on sale for the month.
Yeah.
Usually a different one each month, so you just look for the one that's on sale and like grab that then, that sort of thing. So they do a lot of stuff to try to entice people to stick around, and
It's very easy to, because, like we've been saying for the last almost 30 minutes, there's just so much to do in the world. Because we're gonna get into some games. You guys know I love a good doomed game, so we're gonna get into some games where it's like, what? It's
mhm.
me out here alone by myself.
And I think the cool thing too is that with ESO and their purchases don't feel like uh, all their stuff is all
Everything's worth it.
they're not trying. Yeah, it's not. They're not. It doesn't feel like they're trying to just take your money.
Mm,
With what you're purchasing. Yeah, they have like that stuff. Like a lot of their purchases are just like cosmetics.
yeah,
So I mean, if you want to pay for cosmetics, cool. There's some stuff that you can buy that help you in the game, but it's usually just like stuff to improve like timers and stuff like that. So like in ESO, there are when you're doing research to craft certain abilities, they're on a timer. So you can only
hmm
research one thing within a certain amount of time. You can buy scrolls to bring that time down, that sort of thing. So they have that sort of thing, or they have like you can buy like mount upgrades to basically once per day you can pay some like a little bit of in-game gold to upgrade your mount a little bit, or you can just spend some crowns to just do a mass upgrade to your mount if you want to do that sort of stuff,
That's
and then homes and stuff are paid
another
for.
good thing that you mentioned, because if you leave ESO alone for a while sometimes, and then you come back, a lot of times they'll have like a free update where they'll give you some crowns, but most of the stuff can be attained through through game time, instead of like a game we'll get
Yeah.
into owned by a certain company called Rockstar, where you pretty much have to buy it with real world currency outright.
Yeah, because even the homes and stuff, they list them at crowns, but if you actually like go in and take a look at the home, there is a gold price attached to them too. I mean, it's a
Hmm.
really steep gold price, and it'll take you a while to get there, but
But
you could spend, you don't have to actually spend money for any of that stuff. You can
exactly.
actually spend the in-game gold, and actually, they said I want to say it's coming with I think it's with the Blackwood stuff that they're doing some sort of like daily and weekly questing system now that it'll allow you to unlock crown stuff without having to pay for it as well now.
That'll be nice.
So which I think part of that change is because of Microsoft owning them, and I think because I think there's a Microsoft policy that says that their studios can't charge for DLC that they charge for stuff like that unless they can also earn them in the game.
Mm, I mean, that
Uh,
makes sense.
so I I think that's why they're adding that to that. But yeah, if you watch anything with like the creators of the game, like Rich Lambert and stuff like that, he's on live streams all the time for ESO. He talks about how they're just trying to make the best game that they want, and you can legit like when you like listen to the way he talks about the game, you legit feel like yeah, these guys are like really into what they're doing,
Hmm.
and actually care about the game and want to make it a really good game. So
I mean, the fact
uh,
that they took all that criticism from the beta and made this into the monster it is, and I say monster in a good way, is
oh
something
yeah, I mean
outstanding.
it's like it very much launched in a bad position. Just like you could say this launched in a bad position along with Final Fantasy 14. Both launched in real bad positions, and then both took that criticism, took that feedback, and fixed the problems and turned them into
Hmm.
really good games. So,
Hmm. Man, yeah, this is a. Now I'm gonna have to go. I make sure it's up to date. I think I might play a little tonight. Put on a podcast after this and play a little ESO. Get my crafting back up. See if my guild hasn't kicked me out because I haven't been on in months.
right.
Chocolate says Fortnite is the best ongoing game ever. I mean, I don't like Fortnite, but I know you do,
Yeah, I
Chocolate.
mean, you can make that argument. Like I think Fortnite's strength is that it's able to get so many properties
Yes,
and to come on board to basically sell these new sweet skins. Like literally, when they had that season, like it was either last season or 2 seasons ago, when they had the Marvel stuff, I was like, oh man,
it was real
uh,
tempting.
I was like, they might get me, and then I played a match, and then I was like, all right, I'm good,
Yeah,
I'm good.
it's not that I
Uh,
don't, and maybe because when I'm playing like online games, it's not that I don't like shooters because I play Destiny 2 all the time. I just
yeah,
something about
er,
Fortnite, the fact that I feel like I'm
it's
not ever getting anywhere, kind of with the gameplay, it's just like, oh, I don't care.
yeah, it's just not for me, and the building completely turns me off.
Yeah,
Um,
but I can see why
I'm
people
just
love it.
no, I totally get why people like it's essentially like you took a third person shooter and added Minecraft to it. Like I totally get why there's a crowd that is into it.
Hmm.
But I also am not into Minecraft, so
Yeah,
just it just takes a like I'm just not a building type of person. Like if you throw building into a game, like I am immediately turned off of it.
yeah.
Because like when I heard there was build your own town kind of thing in Fallout 4, I was like, ugh.
That they implemented that poorly in that game.
That's true, and I was gonna say, and I still feel ugh after playing it. So,
yeah,
but
it's
but yeah, and any survival genre or just any building just is not my cup of tea. But
yeah,
I totally understand why people are into it.
yeah. And
And
this is not a knock on. I mean, I don't play what do you call those battle royales, but I understand why people love them. Like,
mm,
I'm
yeah,
definitely at the point. Just enjoy what you want to enjoy, play what you want to play. If you're somebody that's still out there playing Fallout 76 and you are loving that game, all the more fun
yeah.
to you. Like,
Yeah, I actually I have a friend, my friend Phil, and his fiance played, or well, I guess his now wife, played through Fallout 76 when it came out, and he loved it. But I think it's because they had something that they were playing together. We're, you know, I sit right here next to West Virginia,
yeah,
so I mean, it's literally like, you know, I could drive 10 minutes and be in West Virginia, so I understand. And they live in West Virginia, so it's like they're going around the state which they know in a game, and it was definitely a cool experience to see the where that setting was in Fallout 76. So I think that's why they got into it a
yeah.
lot and just had something that they could play together.
Oh,
And
that's
I
so
know
cute.
he's been jonesing to play it with some more people now that they've actually added like the storyline stuff to it. So maybe at some point I'll actually decide to
Yeah,
play it. But
if I could get it running on PC, I probably would give it a try. But every time I've downloaded it, it just does not want to even launch. It always says error. When I first log, that wasn't.
mhm.
We had that on stream happen. That's how we ended up playing Fantasy Star one night. Because it was just like, nope, don't want to launch, don't want to run. I'm like, okay, cool, awesome, thank you.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for. I don't think it has crossplay quite yet. I'm just kind of waiting for that to happen because I own it on Xbox
Yeah,
and I was waiting for it to do that. Um, and I think I know it's coming. I just don't think it's happened yet. Because I would like to play it on my Xbox. Because like I said, I do own a copy of it. I didn't buy it. A friend of mine, she she had to buy another Xbox because an Xbox died, and the
oh,
one she got was like the Fallout 76 version. She was like, "Hey, you want this?" I was like, "Yeah, sure, whatever." And
I'll take
then, then I
it.
got the code and just never ended up playing it because I knew that they were gonna come out with that update
hmm
that added stuff, and then I just never ended up trying it after they added that stuff. So
See, I have faith that one day I think I'll go back and play Fallout 76 because the game we just talked about, ESO, if they can literally take that from the turd it was to the bastion of beauty it is
mhm.
today, I have faith that Fallout can make a turnaround and be
Yeah,
that game, be that bitch. Chakalaka, what's up, Chakalaka? Man, thank you, Chakalaka. One of our best reviewers at Level 1 Games, and just like a great guy in general. Says, do you think EA Sports games should be converted into ongoing games, like one game for the whole console generation, and every year is a roster update in game modes? Hell yes, we
so
don't need a Madden
I was
every
gonna
year.
say, yeah, I was gonna say like Chaka, that is a fantastic question.
But then
And
they don't
I
get
would
to charge
agree.
$70.
Yes, I would agree that that's what they should do. They'll never do it,
No.
but that's what they should do. They'll never do it because they can charge $70 for it.
hmm
Um, Plus, they can get you to buy new Ultimate Team stuff every year.
Yep.
So that's exactly why they won't. Like I'm on board. Like yeah, they should do that. Charge like 20-30 bucks for a roster update or something. Um, and keep and do new Ultimate Team cards. Like
hmm
do it like Magic the Gathering or something where you just add new packs of Ultimate Team, or whatever. I don't know how the Ultimate Team stuff works.
Yeah,
I know it's
I
basically
don't play
just
it.
like RNG card stuff, like
Yeah.
so.
The only stuff I
You know,
play is the superstar stuff because I'm like, if I want to play or watch a football game, I'll go watch a goddamn football game. I don't want to play as Tom Brady when I could go watch Tom Brady. Like, I just play superstar stuff,
yeah,
and that needs a. Oh my god, that's lacking.
yeah. I'm just not a sports guy, but like I don't like. I mean, like I said, I know why they don't do it.
Yeah,
They want they want that money, and it's not just EA that wants that money. It's
it's
like
all
the
of them.
NFL or like the leagues want that money. FIFA wants that money. The NFL wants that money. I mean, so
Hmm.
uh, they're gonna keep getting that money every year. That's what it comes down to. But I mean, honestly, those games end up making more from Ultimate Team than they do off of the actual damn game itself anyway.
Oh
So
god, yeah. I mean, look at FIFA.
especially FIFA, yeah.
That game.
FIFA is like
Oof,
it's a monster. It's an absolute monster of a game. Like
it really is.
I think I don't think a lot of Americans realize how big FIFA is as a game because it's so huge everywhere else but the United States.
I mean, soccer is one of the. It's a global sport. Soccer, you don't need any special pads. You don't need anything. You can play it barefoot, and the
Mm,
ball doesn't even have to be inflated. Looking at 'em, the elementary
yeah.
school balls that they would give us that were half deflated, and like, oh, go play, have fun. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, and it's just it's kind of it's very much a universal sport. So
FIFA's
yeah,
huge.
but yeah, like I said, Chaka, they should do it. They'll never do it,
No, because that would be
but they
like
should.
the best way to do it. And they can
Oh yeah, they
bring back legacy players. Oh man, they could do so much.
yeah they could totally turn those things into a platform instead of just a game.
Yeah.
Um,
When they lose their
but
contracts and they start actually getting some real competition, then maybe.
yeah, yeah, that that'll be
Wishful
interesting to
thinking.
see if that ever happens. Um,
Probably not.
yeah,
Knowing
I'm
these
sure
turds.
EA will throw around enough money to make that not happen because
It's
they know what happened. They don't want another NFL 2K5 where ESPN killed them.
mm-hmm.
ESPN killed Madden 05, and that's because ESPN came out and said, "Hey, we're gonna make this football game, and it's $20. Suck it, and we're gonna be a better game." And that's what they did.
And
And
they
then
didn't have to try very hard because they
and
made
then
it
the
so
next
easy.
and then the next year, Madden was like, "Oh yeah, well, we're just gonna get exclusivity. You suck it."
Oh
And
God, I forgot
we
about
never
that.
saw
Yeah.
another 2K game again. So
Ugh. Don't get me started. Don't remind me. So this one is like my baby, is my personal, because I can't go a show without talking about Anthem. I would say it is and isn't ongoing because there still is like in world, there's weekly events, there's daily events, but yeah, you can see it's kind of like
you could
on
say
its
it
way out.
was ongoing.
it's it's slowly limping along, especially now that they've canceled the.
It was it was meant to be ongoing.
It was meant to
Um,
be. This could have been so good. And I'm gonna write an article about what we can cannibalize from Anthem now that it's dead. But man, I still play this every week, so I just want to talk about Anthem. I can't help myself. So
game had, I mean, like
yeah,
the game had a ton of promise.
that
I
flying
it's
man.
just it was rushed. I mean, when it comes down to it, like if reading the article after it came out, that Jason Schreier article, and it's like, holy crap, that development cycle. Like,
It
I
was
can't imagine
brutal.
how stressed those devs were
Yeah.
to basically try to get that out and basically not having a game when they showed it that first time.
Oh my, yeah.
So
Instead of showing our game, let's
it's
sit for 20 minutes and talk.
yeah, that's because they didn't have a game yet. So it's it went through kind of a hellish development, and just they couldn't respond fast enough to
Mm,
feedback after launch to get Anthem to where they needed it to be. They needed time and they needed essentially money, which I don't know if like I mean it is EA's fault that it ended up in that spot in the first place, because of
yeah.
corporate decision making. But at the same time, like I also don't blame EA for not wanting to throw more money at it
I
to get
also
it to that
think
place. It's
that BioWare, at least the offices here, it's there's only two studios left since Montreal got shut down after Anthem. BioWare is not a very massive team. We think it's huge, but if we have 100 people working here, I would be surprised. Honestly, not very, not a lot of people working. I don't know how much Austin does, but BioWare is not the big bastion that used to have hundreds of people working under it.
Yeah, I'm not sure how they piecemeal that out because they also might have other EA studios underneath supporting it too.
Hmm.
Because I know that at least with like Anthem and stuff, I know Dice was helping them out a bit and that sort of thing. So, although now that they're not, I think they're using Unreal now
God, I hope so,
potentially.
because that Frostbite engine,
Yeah, I can't
not
remember.
great.
Like, I can't remember if it was them or someone else that said they were moving away from the Frostbite, but because I know EA is now allowing studios to pick engines outside of Frostbite. So,
My God. Like
uh,
Frostbite, great particle
after
effects, great visuals, but not great for like
yeah,
an RPG.
well, it just wasn't designed for it. Um, which is why like Dragon Age Inquisition is kind of like weird in spots.
It's very weird,
Um,
but I love that game.
because they had to like piecemeal stuff in and basically make it work.
Yeah.
So
Dragon Age Inquisition is also where I got to meet Mike Laidlaw, who I love that man, and I hope to meet him again someday because he is so creative. I mean, he's the reason why Mass Effect has the dialogue system it does with the wheel. So I'm like, I just want to meet you,
mhm.
sir, and grovel at your feet because you inspire me every single day.
Yeah, I have so much FOMO with that Mass Effect Legacy collection. Like I wanna that
Here's the
Legendary
thing.
Edition or whatever the heck it's called.
It's not like they can put it back to not be on sale. So it's gonna be on sale. Don't worry. You can get it.
Oh yeah, I mean it it'll be on EA Play in like 6 months.
Yeah.
Uh so I know I'll play it. It's just
If
I see all these people talking
yeah.
about their playthroughs again. I'm just like, I want to be there. I want to be in the zeitgeist. Okay.
I mean, it's not. Oops. What did I just click on? Ah, there's a cocktail recipes for Mass Effect 3. Hey, you guys ever want to just get some cocktail recipes and just get tanked on Mass Effect 3 inspired drinks? I don't know why my brain
The answer
like,
is
yeah,
yes.
click on that. I was trying to go for the legendary edition, but it's like, hey, let's just get tanked today. I think there has been some small changes, but I think Mass Effect,
Mhm.
because they technically have not retired the series, would be a good. But then they're their own standalone thing, so it's technically not
Yeah,
ongoing, but it is, but it's not. The series is ongoing. Assassin's Creed
it's
is
an ongoing
ongoing.
series. Yes, yeah. But yeah, as far as like an ongoing game, like no, I wouldn't qualify it as that. But
Yeah. Oh God, I can't wait to play and put some mods on. Cause myself is nasty, so I gotta put some all kinds of mod on there, like I did for Skyrim and almost break my computer. It's gonna be great. So we
it's
talked
weird.
about
I just like I'm not even worried about mods. Like I just want to play it on Xbox again and just re-get all those achievements. Like
it's gonna be nice.
I'm just that's what I want to do. I just want to sit back and like pop some chivos and play some of that damn Mass Effect. But
And
so here's your
I,
baby.
here's Yes and
or
no,
what
because
once was.
I've hit a standpoint with this where there's so much promise, and now that I thought with it being its own standalone thing, uh, it would change. Granted, there is you can be a moonshiner, and they did just put in some new personal missions that you can do on your own, and there's tons to do in the specialist roles, but it just feels like that game is wasting my time. Like I'm not getting
Hmm.
anything. Getting gold is so hard. You have to log in every single day to have the gold multiplier do it. Do at least half your list to even think about purchasing something to be in your role, and that's if it's on sale that month.
Yeah,
It's it just needs more to it, but they're so stuck with GTA 5 online that I just don't know if Red Dead is ever going to get, because it just takes the world from Red Dead 2 and puts you in there as your own avatar. There's so much to do, and it pisses me off so much.
yeah,
Uh, I love the game, but yeah, it just felt like it was wasting my time. So I'm like, you know what? I
yeah,
can't. Like,
yeah. I can't say I blame you there. It very much doesn't seem like it's the focus.
no,
Um, which and it's weird because now like the standalone online is a part of like Xbox Game Pass.
it's true.
So it's
Yeah,
like do I want to try this? And I'm like, no,
yeah,
I'm
and I
good.
don't even think it's crossplay either. So
Yeah, so it's not even. Yeah.
like, if it was crossplay, I'd be like, oh, hell yeah, let's log on, bum around as cowboys, because I can't tell you how many hours I put into Red Dead 1 online, and I put
Hmm.
a couple hundred into this, but I'm just like, I just want to ride around with my posse, and if we just want to fish all day, we can fish. If we want to do our moonshine stuff, we can moonshine. The good thing is they do seem to have a better like online system where if you are not a troublemaker, you're gonna get put in a lobby where
Hmm.
with other non troublemakers, and you guys can trade, you can sell stuff. It's really nice. GTA 5, they really don't give a crap about who they put there in there with you. I thought with the Halloween stuff, because the Halloween was actually a really cool event. They had some undead creatures. They had all kinds of new weapons, new things that came out, and I was like, oh, okay, maybe we'll get some really cool stuff. We'll get some. There was some new game modes put in, but then it was like right after that. Like, okay, awesome, cool, cool. I guess I don't matter because I also don't
Yeah.
spend the money, the real world money for the gold.
Yeah.
That's what I just want all your money because it's Rockstar and they're gonna put it into GTA. I want a heist in Red Dead. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you would think like that's Red Dead would definitely be the game to have. Like let you do like a train robbery or something. Like damn
Yeah,
it.
who do you think? Like,
Uh,
yeah. So
but
aside from that depressing, I love Red Dead. I'll hop in probably every once in a while to see if anything's really changed, but it's getting to the point where I'm too busy to spend my time here when I could put it into even the Division and Division 2 have given me more in the last few months than Red Dead has. And I am not a fan of
yeah.
Division 2. I like it, but I was just expecting more.
Yeah.
But it's still so good. But probably, and this is going to be arguable, the best free game on this list, Warframe. Probably another that have taken what was a middling game that I'm surprised would have lasted into
Hmm.
a behemoth of a franchise, a series.
Yeah. I mean, it's a game that launched with the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One. So I mean,
Crazy to think.
yeah. um, the fact that it's still alive and kicking, uh, what, almost 8 years later, is crazy.
Right?
Um,
And wasn't there
but
previous
yeah,
Digital Extremes previous game? I know Pariah was one of them.
holy crap.
You know what?
Oh,
I have a computer right here.
I'm trying to think. There's games that they've done that I've liked, and I'm trying. My brain is not.
Don't worry. Don't tax it, because I need that big beautiful brain. Oh yeah, it's a Canadian company. Unreal Tournament.
Yeah, I knew they
Yes.
did.
Warpath, Pariah, Dark Sector, BioShock 1 and 2. They did the port.
I was thinking of Dark Sector. Yeah, Dark Sector was pretty good.
The
That's
Darkness.
right, they did Darkness too.
The first one was timeless. Star Trek in 2013. Oh, I feel like I should play a Star Trek game or a retrospective, but I also love myself. Amazing Eternals canceled.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think that ever. Oh, yeah, Sword Coast Legends was not great.
Okay, I don't know why Human Heads is just in there for 2018. But most of their
Mm.
games are on Windows.
Yeah, they were definitely a PC company, for the most part. But
I don't know what kind of magic they have under their hands, but is this a new update? Oh, it's age restricted. All right, kiddies, get out.
I was gonna say they always have a new update. It feels like. I mean, they have updates all the time. They have their own con now. I
Oh,
mean,
TennoCon, yeah.
yeah, like like if you have a convention, you know you have a player base that gives a shit about what you're doing. So, and that's a good thing.
Right? And the
Um,
fact that they let their community make the trailers for these like conventions and E3 and stuff is so cool.
yeah, for sure.
Because what other
Yeah, like
company would do that?
it's one of those games where like I've had fun playing when I've played it. It
Mhm.
just seems like there's just so much in it at this point that it's overwhelming.
That's
Um,
how I guess people feel with when they haven't played Destiny for a while and they go back, they're like, there's just so much.
yeah, yeah, that's yeah. I could actually definitely say that at like because Destiny 2, I played it originally when it came out, and then didn't touch it at all until recently, and now that I've like I tried to jump back in probably like last November, when they added all the expansions to Game Pass, and I was just like, oh, uh, what?
There's
And
and the
it's just
good
hard to
thing
get
with
into.
a lot of these games that we're going to talk about is if you have Prime, I know Warframe has Prime rewards, Destiny has Prime rewards,
Yeah.
GTA and Red Dead, League of Legends, I think Runeterra does, Fortnite.
Hmm.
There's tons of games that are on there, and Amazon gives away free games as well. Get a bobblehead? Oh, I have to log in tonight. I just saw the little bobblehead. I'm like, I need that. I don't know why, but I need that. Overwatch. What is this? Warframe has become. I honestly thought it was gonna die a couple years back, but they just said, "Let me sit back and because they did that whole relaunching with the new textures, the full like
Hmm.
everything, and there's
Yeah.
so much DLC now, and the DLC is all free too, which is still surprising
Yeah.
to me. Tons of PVE, tons of PvP. Like, I just takes a shooter that you love and put it into a MMO free where you can pay, but you can earn everything through gameplay, and I love that. I just like earning things through gameplay and not having to pay for it,
It's always nice to not have to pay.
right? Just look at this. This isn't the entire map. I think this is just the map for the Heart of Demios, the DLC, or I guess update. And this there's
Yeah.
I'm gonna say there's like 15 planets on here that you can all go to, and then I bet you uh once you click on these areas, there's things to do in there. There's a lot of like the you can do ship, which you're the ship, battles and all kinds of things now. And Warframe is free. She a hefty beast though. She's thick and chunky with the gameplay.
Mhm.
She takes a lot of space, but I mean, it's literally available everywhere. It's even on Epic Store for free. You can't go wrong with it. Hopefully some
Definitely,
Warframe.
yeah.
And if you're playing Warframe, let me know. So this game I got is it's a weird one because it's a free to play game that I'm pretty sure I did a look back, first look at it like 5 years ago on my channel. It's called Skyforge, and you play as a god, and it's like typical MMO stuff. You go to these little areas, you clear out the bad guys, you do the missions there, you go to the final boss areas. It's nothing outstanding, but god dang it, there's something about this little gem right here that is now on Switch that I just don't know why I love it so much. But it's free. You can drop in, drop out. It looks actually pretty decent. I don't know how well this Switch trailer is gonna look, but it's so good. I don't know why I can't stop playing it. Because it was just one of those randoms. I'm like, I'll try it. I don't really give a shit. But to play as a god, you can have guns, swords. Okay, awesome. Don't show any gameplay. That's what I love to see. I'm trying to sell people on you oil 5th anniversary. 5 years already. It's just so, and they have weekly, not weekly. It seems like monthly events. I know they have the seasonal events too, but yeah. Just,
Yeah.
if you ever bored and you just want like to, if I can see some gameplay, and you ever just want to play a game for a little bit of time and have like cool looking stuff and so much to do, Skyforge is one of them. I don't know why. Not great, but it's not bad either. And for free, you can't go wrong. 5 years. Good God. Can't believe that. I feel old saying that. Uh, let's get into another Trevor one because he knows more about Final Fantasy 14, Final Fantasy Online than I do.
Yeah, so Final Fantasy 14 is pretty similar to ESO in that it launched terribly, and then they
Mm-hmm.
completely rebooted it. And even made and Final Fantasy 14 even makes the reboot a storyline in the
That's cool.
world of Final Fantasy 14. Um, so yeah, it's really cool. And right now they did it to basically from level 0 to 60 is free for anyone to play, and that takes you through the first expansion of the game, which a lot of people argue is the best expansion. It's like all the expansions are very good, but yeah, to take you through the first one is a lot of content that like the first bit can be a little bit of a slog, but like the story stuff is cool, and getting to know the characters and that sort of thing. It's awesome. And you can it's kind of like ESO in the fact that you can play it completely single player.
Mm-hmm.
Other than it does require you to play dungeons within the story to advance, and those you do have to play with other people. But honestly, the Final Fantasy 14 community is so freaking nice that it's not really a big deal, especially if it's your first time and you just it takes you to the point where you uh, can basically pair up with randoms. And then, honestly, if you're just like, hey guys, this is my first time, someone will be like, oh, that's cool, just follow me. And,
That's nice.
they'll help you figure it out. I mean, it's got a really good community behind it. And I don't think I've encountered anybody that's been a jerk in Final Fantasy 14, and I've played a lot of it. So, uh, I've played almost through everything. I'm like partially through the last expansion, I think. So, I
Jeez.
just need the downside to Final Fantasy 14 is anything past the first expansion. They do have a monthly fee of $15 a month. So,
Just like
but it's
the Star Wars game.
Yeah, it's a traditional MMO, in that sense. So, but it's really good, and the expansions are good, and it's totally worth playing. There's different job types, and you can actually with one character uh, play as different classes using
Oh,
one character. You
wow.
literally just switch the weapon, and then it changes over to a different class. So,
I
and then you
like
level up,
that.
and then you can level up that class with one character. So, it really just depends on what you want to do in the game, um, and how you want to play it. But yeah, you can level up like every class to 60 uh, for free. So I mean, it's worth checking out. It's worth
I
checking out. So
This is what I was going to talk about in my Anthem article. I think more games need that where you can switch your weapon like Final Fantasy or like Anthem, you can switch your javelin to be a whole new class. You don't have to start the story all over again.
yeah.
I know games like Destiny will give you the boost. I think you get to
Hmm.
boost one character, but more games need that because I'll be honest, if I play through the story once and I don't like the story, or I'm like, okay, the story was mid and I'm not going to put another 20 hours into it, I'm not going to go back and experience a new character just to be like, you know what? Oh,
Yeah.
I might like this character more. Give me the ability to switch. We didn't even talk about that
Yeah,
with
for sure.
ESO. If you choose a different character, there's a different front story or starting
Well,
story.
yeah. So yeah, they have three different like campaigns based on which blah, faction you pick.
Hmm.
Based on and the faction is based on the character uh race that you picked.
Yeah.
Um, although if you like, you can purchase like a one Tamriel thing that lets you just pick whatever class and faction you want, um, or whatever race and faction you want. Any
Yeah.
race, any alliance, I believe is what the upgrade is called. Uh, so you can do that if you want. But yeah, and then yeah, you can. There's three different like starting storylines, and actually each of the expansions also has a starting storyline.
Hmm.
So you can just start from the new expansion if you want.
Yeah.
And actually coming up in the Blackwood expansion that's coming out, they're going to allow you to choose which one where you want to start. Because before you couldn't choose, it would just basically take you into whatever the newest one was. But now it'll give you that choice. So
I like that. I think more
it's
games, if you have a DLC, and like, it's the only thing that's kind of slowed my progress with Destiny is I don't have the Beyond the Light DLC because it's Canada's like $10,000. And so what they do is they put you in the first mission for the DLC, but then they play it like everybody has a DLC. So I think 3 or 4 planets, like I know Titan was locked off, and I think they become available as you play through the DLC. But I'm like, I don't have the DLC, and now these 4 planets are locked off that I can't go back to anymore. Awesome.
mm,
Until I buy the DLC.
yeah.
Great. What I want. Chocolate. What's up, Chocolate? I still love you, boy. Says, I heard Rainbow Six Siege has a community that is also welcoming to newcomers. I find it hard to believe the shooter players tend to be hardcore and get annoyed by noobs. Uh, I would say the Siege community, for the most, I mean, it's like every community, is pretty welcome because they understood how they like Final Fantasy. Why don't I go over to uh, had a awful launch, and they've kind of come back
Mm,
to be the bastion, pretty much, of these kind of games. I think most of them have humility, at least.
yeah.
But I don't play Siege. Not my type of game.
Yeah, like I probably would have been more into it back in the day, back when I was younger, because I super got into Rainbow Six 3
Because it was the best.
online for the original Xbox. It was probably the first online console game that I played and was super into. because it was out before Halo 2, so it was before Halo was online. Um,
You're
so
old.
Rainbow Six 3 was yeah, no. Rainbow Six 3 was the big one if you were playing Xbox Live in 2003. Uh, so like I was. Um, but yeah, yeah, it's just been a long time since I've gotten into a hardcore. Like I have played some Siege. I'm just not I'm not a big competitive guy anymore. Like uh
Same.
I used to be more competitive when I was younger, but now I just don't have like I don't know. I don't have that competitive like bone in me anymore where I'm just like
You don't want to be
full of
angry.
rage and like yeah, like I don't have the rage burning inside me. Uh like I did when I was just a boy, but
A
um
young man.
I'm just yeah, it's just one of those things where,
Yeah.
but I did like doing like terrorist hunts and stuff in Rainbow Six Siege. You could also do the terrorist hunt stuff in like I really liked Vegas 1 and 2 for
Mm.
Xbox 360.
Mm-hmm.
And I know me and a couple friends used to play like the very difficult terrorist hunts back in the day, and do that stuff all the time on those games.
Jesus.
Between those and like the Ghost Recon Advanced Warfighter games too, GRAW 1 and 2.
Yeah.
So those were those are my fond Tom Clancy online memories. But
Yeah.
yeah, Siege is really cool. It just seems like I feel intimidated, even if the community is welcome. I still feel intimidated to just jump into at least the online competitive part of it,
Yeah.
because I know that there's just people who play it a lot and and it's like knowing the maps plus the characters and being able to use the characters to their best abilities.
Right?
So it's just one of those things where it's like there's so much for me to learn. I don't want to.
It's
So
very intimidating, I will say that. Because, I mean, look at this is just the maps. That's I don't have that much space in my brain. I barely can learn the Overwatch maps, and I used to play Overwatch a lot, but
yeah,
that's
and
too
well, and,
much.
and you gotta think like how many operators are there too at this point too. So it's like
Oh god.
it's yeah, there's
Oh
yeah,
my god.
there's the amount of operators in this game is too damn high. All
That's
right,
too damn high, boy. Like real talk. The fact that I can like quick
like
scroll and not get to the end. Oh my god.
yeah,
What
there's
survey? No, I'm not doing that.
so
Yeah, Siege
that's
is
just it's a lot to take
interesting.
in, but
They do have a
like
lot of
I think
good
it's
events though.
yeah, like I think it's really cool that they're still kicking into high gear. It seems like they're adding more players each year, which is very odd for a
Mm-hmm.
game such as it. So
Mm-hmm.
I think what they're doing is cool.
Yeah.
Um, so keep doing it. I also know, just like a lot of online shooters, not all of their community is welcoming. Um, because I've seen some terrible videos. Uh,
Yeah. Speaking of a community
but
that's not welcoming, League of Legends. You
yeah,
guys,
League's real bad about that.
you guys know if you follow me for a very long time, you know League was all I played for League and Call of Duty on my channel for like 4 years.
Oh
I was
man,
into League.
you were
I
you were
was,
oozing toxicity.
it
Jeez.
was bad, leaking it out of everywhere. It was bad. The last time I played, and this is gonna make anybody who plays League laugh, last time I played, Callista was a brand new character. And that was about 5 years ago. Like I log into League to get my Prime stuff, but I don't play anymore because I'm just like it's so past the
Mm.
game I know now that I'm just like I just don't want to learn it.
Yeah, I'm sure it's
So,
completely changed.
Although I
from a
do mess
gameplay, if you like knowing what the meta is, and yeah,
because would only play solo Lissandra mid because that's all I wanted to play. Because the voice Jennifer Hale is also the voice actress for Lissandra. Who, if you know games, you know who Jennifer Hale is. That's why I want to play her. But yeah, oh, there's a new skin, or a new skin for me. Oh, 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 I might have to go buy that. Um, I don't know why I'm gonna buy it. It's not like I play the game, but yeah,
I was
League
gonna
is
say,
toxic, man. Toxic.
yeah, like League is one of those games that I just never got into. Like I like the aesthetic. I like the characters. I like what they're doing from like a game standpoint, but I've just never been a MOBA guy.
Yeah,
Uh, so MOBA's just never done it for me.
I am
Um,
interested in their story game that they are gonna put
yes,
out,
I
which I
am
can't
totally
remember the name.
interested in their offshoots, like the RPG they're doing. Um, and I know they're doing like a shmup, I think.
I think
Uh,
so.
and and,
They're
and
doing
something
so
else
much. I
potentially.
mean,
Like yeah, they're doing some cool offshoots. Like that's the stuff I'm interested in. Like I'm like cool. Like I'm all down for learning this lore, learning about these characters and stuff. I just don't want to play a MOBA.
yep. I will say
So
even okay. If you guys may not like League, uh, if you go to, I don't know if it'll be on here. Riot Games has okay, let me just scroll to the bottom. Hopefully it's down there. Has of course their own YouTube where they post all kinds of things. But if you go into their music, they make music. They released a whole K-pop album, and it sold better than some. I think it sold better than like Justin Bieber and stuff. Their K-pop music is actually really good, and it's not just K-pop because I can't play the audio for you guys. Uh, but Popstar is was the first song released, and it's so good. It has two members from a K-pop group, Madison Beer and Gyra Burns, and they've just taken off and done the coolest stuff with the music. There's there's this song, there's Giants, more, but yeah, they have a whole K-pop album out now, and it's kind of mind blowing to be like, oh yeah, they make music because they did it with DJ Sona, Sadamumu, the pentametal kind of stuff. Yeah, Riot does a lot more than just a video game, and it is nice because they're finally cleaning up their image. Because after the Me Too movement, and a lot of people got called out for what they were doing, it's like you need to clean it up a little bit. Actually, a lot of it. We don't need to treat people like that. But yeah, the music videos are so cool. Oh, the only thing that's kept me interested in League because I just want to see what KDA is gonna do.
mm, yeah, they're doing cool stuff over there for sure.
The only game of theirs that I don't play, or I guess League is the only game I've ever played of theirs because I don't play Valorant. I
Yeah, I have
don't.
zero interest in Valorant.
Yeah,
Uh,
I'm over
Runeterra is
character
pretty good
shooters.
actually. I
What
will
is
say that
Runeterra?
their card game, uh,
Oh, okay.
it's pretty good. Um, I know someone that does some of the story stuff on that team, and it's good. Uh, they
I
are very good at their job.
I'm very picky about my card games because the only one I play is Gwent. I can't help myself. All right,
Pass the
just don't
card to
vote
your Witcher.
to pass. I mean, they have their tournaments now. Thornbreaker is getting added. Some Thornbreaker cards. Uh, I can't remember what this season's name is, but there's like new stuff coming all the time, and the cards are beautiful. Yeah, the World Masters
Mm,
is
yeah,
on the 5th, and I'm probably gonna watch it. I don't know why, but I am. I I have it on my phone. I had to uninstall it on off my phone for the third time because I was like, oh, I have stuff to do. I have thumbnails to make. I have things to do. But I love
you
Gwent so
spending too
much.
much time going.
It's just so beautiful. I don't know how they because some of the cards are animated and it's like not in the Witcher style. It's in a painter style, and it's really
Yeah,
beautiful. I just love it. And you can play it on your phone, and it's all for free. And I even think it's on Mac now, which is something I never saw Gwent almost didn't get off the ground. I've been playing it since it started. I've the Founders Edition, and
Mm.
it's just like, oh, okay, like a Final Fantasy. I didn't think it was gonna get off the ground, but thank golly gosh, she did. Trevor, do you have a game for us that I could look up that I might have on the tab?
Uh, hmm.
Under pressure, because I just like to put people on the spot.
Games. Games. My brain stopped working there for a minute.
It did, but
Um,
that's okay.
trying to think. I mean, we've touched on like Destiny.
Yeah,
What?
do I? No, I don't have that. Achoo. Which they did just stop the Guardian games, which was like, Destiny in-game, not Olympics, but an in-game event. Can't
So
remember what's next.
Destiny is like I want to like it more than I do.
It's very hard
Like
to
I
get into now. I will say that.
like I just it's like I mean I guess I enjoyed my time with it, but the story just has never grabbed me, and I
Mm,
think that's where my biggest disconnect with Destiny comes in because I think mechanically, like gameplay wise, it's very good. And I mean that's kind of what Bungie is still good at is the actual gameplay.
mm,
It's just I don't know if it's just like through the years of losing people or what, but like the story stuff just has not like connected in the same way for me, in the same way that Halo connected with me originally.
yeah, that's
And
fair.
like I mean ever since the first like since Destiny 1 when to get the story you had to like go on their website and look at stupid grimoire cards.
I forgot
Um
about that. Oh,
it just has not like sat right with me ever since then. So
that's fair.
I don't know, like Destiny is just like I want to like it more than I actually do. Like I like the aesthetic, I like the gameplay, uh, but it's just I don't know. There's just something about it that just
If you have
like
the DLC, I would recommend giving a try to the Forsaken DLC because it's a lot better than just the base story. The DLCs are really well written, I will say that, but that Forsaken one, oh, they do a big change in there that changes everything for the game, and it's just like spicy and sad and
mm,
awesome. Because I don't play the PvP stuff. Obviously, we've established I'm
yeah
not a PvP player, so the
yeah.
PvE is where I'm at home.
I just think there's just too many. At least for me, there's too many other games
Hmm.
at this point to where I'm just like, yeah, I don't need more Destiny. Like
Yeah,
I'm kind of good.
that's
Um,
fair. It's it's definitely becoming an acquired taste because it's very much taken an identity of its own that if you didn't like it right off the bat, or if you did like it, you might not like what it's become. But if you didn't like it, you
yeah,
might like it. So it's very interesting. What is Season of the Splice. That's the new season of the Splicers that I think it just started last week, I
yeah. Because
think.
I mean, like I mean, it looks awesome. I just like I don't know. When I'm like actually playing it, I'm just like there's just not like I don't I don't have that like feeling. I guess
Yeah, okay. It's okay to not have a feeling. You don't gotta
doesn't
like
make that
every
connection
single
to
game.
me. Yeah,
Because, I
yeah,
mean, this game, Division 2, I love the Division 1, and I'll still play the Division 1. but I think the Division 2 is not. It's not that it's bad. It's not my type of game because I don't play in the dark zone, so I don't get half of the game. Damn, do I love Division 1?
I don't know if I would say. Okay, actually, here's some questions. Um, Questions from Chakalaka. Thank you, Chaka. Do you feel there are too many ongoing games?
Hell yeah.
Yes. Can the game industry support so many ongoing games? As we're
No.
finding out, no. Um, I so I think you can look at games. Actually, a good one to bring like Division 2 is a good example of one that's doing well enough.
Mhm.
Whereas if you look at more recent games, such as like for example, The Avengers, is not doing well enough. And I think that's just kind of the way things are going. I think there's just too many other games that are taking up people's time to where they're just not even bothering with certain other games of that type. Um,
Yeah.
I think in a year where there weren't these other ongoing games, maybe Avengers would have done better. Maybe not, because I mean they were real slow to get their first bit of content out, and I think that hurt them too.
Mhm.
Um, it's honestly, had Avengers been pushed back a couple months, they'd probably be in a better position.
I think if they had
Uh,
started earlier and then released closer to when Endgame came out, they probably would have done a bit better. Because
that's
it would
true
have
too.
people would have
Yeah,
tied right in.
yeah. Or maybe if they at least had some sort of Marvel movie coming out at the same time, but then we ended
Mhm.
up in a pandemic where no movies were coming out, and so it
And they
kind of
held
ended up in a
hostage the movie they have.
yeah, exactly. So it kind of ended up in a weird position. But like at the end of the day, too, the game's okay. Like it's good. It's fun. I think the story's real good. But like the actual gameplay of it is very like it's fun, but it's repetitive.
Yeah.
And repeating the same thing over and over just doesn't quite satiate. I guess would be the way
Yeah,
to say that. But
because it feels like it's wasting your time almost.
yeah, it's like there's not like it comes to a point where it's like, why do I keep doing this stuff?
Same
What's
reason
what's
why I
the end
stopped
game
playing Red
here?
Dead. Yeah.
Yeah, and there's like no real end game, and I think that just goes like to show that there's a ton of games out there where it's like if you have to have some sort of end game, something to keep bringing people in consistently,
Mhm.
or you're just gonna lose people and it's gonna die.
Mhm.
Um, I mean, you look at Anthem, it just didn't bring enough people in. It didn't have enough of an end game, so it died.
Mhm.
You look at other games that just aren't bringing people in. It's because they're not releasing content fast enough to keep people satisfied, which
Yeah.
isn't always easy. I mean, like game development's hard. It's not easy to just like be like, hey, let's keep throwing content out there. But at the same time, if you're making a game
You
that
should
has
already
an
have
ongoing
content
thing,
planned
and
out.
yeah, like exactly, and you have and you plan to have an ongoing community, you definitely have to have this stuff planned a bit better. And I think it's showing that like a lot of these devs just don't have it planned out well enough.
Yeah.
Um, and part of that, at least with newer games, part of that could be because again we had a pandemic and we did have a shift from home that has been pushing back a lot of stuff, which kind of time shifted the calendars a little bit.
Mhm.
So I can understand it from that point of view because even our game at Winterborn has been pushed back a little bit because of COVID, even though we were already work from home. So It's just, little things that have forced us to push things back. So
Mm-hmm.
it's kind of it's a weird thing. But yeah, it's how many, like, realistically, the average hardcore gamer, realistically, how many ongoing games are they going to play at the same time?
That's a good
I feel
question.
that I feel that like the average, and this is like the hardcore gamer, the
Mhm.
gamer that plays every day. The average one, I would say, probably gonna pick two and
Yeah,
stick with those.
yeah.
Uh, so I mean, so like for me, like I have Elder Scrolls Online, and I mean honestly, I've kind of picked one because I kind of jump around in the others.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but that's just because there's no other that like
Hooks you.
that yeah, that has like put its hooks in me so much that I'm like, man, I got to keep playing this.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but like but just like the past couple days, I've been like, man, I want to play some more ESO, and it's just like, I've literally put thousands of hours into that stupid game, and I'm just like, I want to play more.
Yeah.
Whereas, I haven't put nearly as much as that into other games, and it just doesn't. It hasn't hooked me. So, but I think realistically, like if I were playing like one other game, like if another game hooked me, that would be like kind of it. Like there's just not.
You don't have time. You really don't.
Yeah, there's just, who do they think they have of people that has time to do more than one or two of these games? And
Mm-hmm.
if you're it doesn't matter what you're playing. I mean, if you're a hardcore Fortnite player and you play Fortnite every night, like you get on with like a group of friends or something, and you're playing and you got your squad rolling nightly, whether it's Fortnite or Call of Duty or Apex or whatever, um, that's gonna take up all your time.
Yeah.
Uh,
Honestly, yeah.
it's so like where do you have time to play another one of these games?
And
And I think that's,
Nani.
you can see people are pulling away from ongoing games currently. Like
Yeah.
the the games as a service model is definitely, I don't want to say dying because it's not dying, but it's, you see a lot of studios no longer going that route.
Oh yeah.
Um,
I think that's for the best, to be honest. Because you
although,
said it is what how much time can you dedicate to one game? Because if, like, when I was playing Red Dead,
mhm,
I was only doing my dailies there, so I'd only be maybe like an hour, 2 hours, unless I get sucked in. But then I usually I have to go off and review something, or like right now I'm
yeah,
into uh, Dragon Quest Builders, so I've been playing that a ton, and I don't have time to go on to something else. Like I don't,
yeah, it's
I don't.
like
Yeah, you
it's
gotta
like
pick one.
really you can kind of have like two games in your headspace at a time. Like you have your one ongoing, and then you have everything else.
Mhm.
So I mean, like I just finished and played through like Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance again,
Mhm.
because they re-released it on consoles. So I played that, but like I played that in ESO, and that's what I played. That's it.
Yeah.
Um, and now it's like, now that I'm done with that, I've just been playing more ESO.
Yeah.
But while I figure out, mentally what I want to play next as my next like game that's not ESO. Uh, so it's yeah. Um,
It's difficult
I
because
don't.
how do you
I
pick and choose? You want to support everything, but you can't.
Yeah, and can the industry support that many games?
I don't think so.
Um, if they're different enough to gather a community, yes, but it depends on the game.
Yeah.
Like like I think you can have, I think a Fortnite and a Destiny can survive because they're different games.
Mhm.
even though they're both shooters, they're both pretty different.
Yeah.
Or a Fortnite and an Elder Scrolls Online can survive because they're very different games and are going to draw a different player base.
Mhm.
I think it's not. It's. I think it depends on the player base itself more than anything.
Yeah.
But when you have let's just look at the battle royale genre. When you
Right.
have, you have your Fortnite and your Apex at top, and then you have, uh, under that you have like games like Rogue Company and Hyperscape and
God, I forgot about Rogue Company. PUBG.
Spellbreak. Yeah, Spellbreak, PUBG. Like, uh, if PUBG wasn't doing so well internationally, I would say it's probably going to die. But it's doing well, like, you know, in China, so it'll be fine.
Yeah.
Call of Duty Warzone. Call of Duty is going to do well. It's Call of Duty.
Yeah.
It has the name. Like, it's going to do fine. So I think you'll have like three or four of those that will live on, but the rest are going to die. I mean,
Yeah.
like Rogue Company. Like, has
It's
anyone
a
played that beyond the first day that they played it? No.
no. It's a
I,
good
I mean,
game.
I'm
Don't get me
sure.
wrong.
Like, you know what? I play like I tried Spellbreak when that came out. I really like Spellbreak. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But it's just like But am I gonna sink hours into it to unlock the new like costumes in the battle pass? Like, I mean, no.
No.
Um, like same with Hyperscape from like Ubisoft. It's
I think that
it's
was
just
DOA.
yeah, like that one just it's there's too many of these damn games.
Yeah,
Um,
there really is. And I think that, and that's we're not even talking about, and I'm bad with this, watching shows on time. So you got your
mhm,
work. You're working all day. Maybe you want to watch a video game. Watch a video game, dumbass. Maybe you want to watch like uh Captain and Winter Soldier, or you want to watch WandaVision or Mandalorian, something on Netflix. You want to watch that. That there goes your gaming time. And more people.
yeah,
I mean, there's probably been more people than ever playing video games, but even I, and I'm sure Trevor can attest this, and I'm sure you can, Chakalaka, as one of our main reviewers, is sometimes I don't want to play video games. Sometimes I just want to sit there and watch something.
yep, yeah,
Like, I
yeah.
love video
I have that
games.
all the time,
Exactly. Like, all I've been
and
playing
it
is Builders and Yakuza 3, and that's it.
yeah,
I
and
just don't want to play.
it's crazy sometimes because it's like, it's almost like if I have like some free time and I'm not playing a video game, I almost feel guilty about it,
Right? Because it's
in a
like, oh, I
weird
got to
way.
get through that backlog. I got to play all these
Yeah.
games, but I don't want to.
So yeah, there's definitely like that guilt, but then at the same time, it's like I don't feel like doing that. I just want to like watch TV, and so
Mm-hmm.
recently for me, that's been watching uh, seasons of Survivor Australia, because that's
Might
what
as
I've
well.
been that's what I've been hooked to, and there's no new Survivor seasons right now, so I've given in to getting that Survivor fix from seasons I couldn't see from Australia. But hey, that's how it goes.
Might as well.
But, but yeah, Chakalaka says, hell, sometimes consuming media is a chore, and I want to do nothing. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I totally feel that. Like, there are times where I'm just like, I don't even know what I want to do right now, and I'll just like sit on like TikTok on my phone for like an hour,
Oh,
and
yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
and it's
TikTok is bad. 'Cause there'll be a lot of times I'm
nice.
like, do 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 do, looking down, and I'll be there's a review I have to finish by this week, and I was like, 3 hours later, still on my phone. The game is only
Hmm.
like 4 levels. It's a re or not a re-release. It's a new game being released for the Game Boy, and I'm just like, oh, I could have written and recorded this entire review by now, but I've been on TikTok for 3 hours doing nothing.
Yep.
I feel
Yeah.
bad, but at the
I've.
same time, I would have a nervous breakdown if I didn't.
Yeah. I totally understand that. And Chakalaka says I'm working on a jigsaw puzzle right now while listening.
Oh, I love
To
jigsaw
relax.
puzzle.
Yeah. Honestly, like there's been a couple times where I've almost pulled the trigger on just like buying a puzzle off Amazon because it's been so long since I've actually put together a damn puzzle.
There's a
Um,
jigsaw puzzle on the BioWare store. I think it's the Mass Effect one or Dragon Age
I
one.
saw, yeah,
And
I
I'm
know,
like,
I think it's a Dragon Age one, yeah. Um,
I really want
and I was super tempted to get that because I was like, oh man, that's awesome. Uh, but yeah, it's been a long time. Oh, they have both Dragon Age and Mass Effect
Oh, and this is the
puzzles.
full Dragon Age.
Oh,
And the
okay.
map of Thetis. Oh, I want all of them.
Oh, they okay, yeah. So they added some new puzzles actually.
Yeah, there's 4
The
for
last time I looked,
pre-order.
yeah, those pre-order
Oh,
ones are all new. Um, yeah,
I
that is
need.
awesome.
Let me
So
see how many pieces are in them.
weirdly enough, in elementary school, me and some other friends would come to school early, um, and we started a club called the Puzzle Club, and we would
That
literally
sounds
our art
like
teacher
fun.
would let us come in early and like put together puzzles, and
That
then
sounds so cool.
at the you know, and then at the end, like she would get the puzzle glue and glue them together and like hang them up and stuff, and like yeah, it was good times back in elementary school. But like that's like the last time I really like put puzzles together like that, and I do actually really like doing puzzles.
Because they're just so good. Something you can focus on, but you're not actually focusing on it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's like man, I want to do a puzzle now, but
right? So there's tons of games. I mean, we've just talked. Like I said, there's ongoing series like Assassin's Creed. I consider that those are ongoing games because although I have a feeling, just in my spidey sense, that they're gonna go on another break like they did before Origins and then come back,
you
which
know,
I hope they do.
I'm very curious what we're gonna see from Ubisoft, especially in the next few years, especially because they talked about getting more into free to play games. Um, Obviously, they announced Division Heartland,
Hmm.
so that would be totally that. I don't know how I feel about them saying that they're doing more free to play and not doing these
Right?
big game why don't like
Because
you
we
don't
know they're
have to
gonna
do
part
like
them up and be
yeah
just
I mean
ridiculous.
and they don't have to like they don't have to make 100-hour games. They can make a 20-hour or a 10-hour just like tight experience instead. Like you don't
Hmm.
have to like go like all or nothing here, guys. Like uh
Yeah, there needs to be a shakeup at HQ there.
yeah, but I don't know. Like I will try their free to play games and see if they are good.
Hmm.
Which I think for the most part the actual games will be good.
Yeah,
It's just whether it's just how they I guess how they respect my time would be you know that's I think that's going to be the factor for those.
hmm,
So
that's the big boy.
at a very much wait and see because I've always enjoyed regardless of uh, what they do all the time. Like Ubisoft, for the most part, I usually enjoy what they put out.
Yeah,
Ultimately,
they make they
so
do make good games. I will say that. Buggy
yeah, I mean
sometimes, but good.
that and they very much tend to follow the Assassin's Creed formula with every game. Um,
Yeah.
you know, at least in recent years, where you, hey, look, there's a section here. Just drive to this tower and go and uh,
Yeah, they
and
really do.
reveal the
Oh my
map
gosh.
and go find all of the things and like that's literally every single game of theirs. It's like, come on, guys. Not every game needs to be an Assassin's Creed game,
Yeah,
but hey, we're all buying those Assassin's Creed games.
we
So
are.
what do I know? What do I know?
A game
Um,
that I have just gotten into that so far maybe because I'm still in the starting area and I've only like been solo so far. Sea of Thieves is banging. I know it's like most of the games we talked had a rough start, but boy, has it come around.
Yeah,
So much to
yeah, that's
do
a
in
game
it.
that they've done a lot of change and a lot of add-in. Real quick, I just want to Chakalaka's comment. I kind of want y'all to do a Cogs in a Machine on trading card games. I know they aren't video games, but still, I just want to complain on card game makers constantly banning cards every year. Um, I would be down for that, except I don't have enough knowledge.
And my
I
knowledge
feel to
is
do.
limited to Gwent and Hearthstone.
Yeah, yeah. My trading card game is pretty
Yeah.
yeah.
There's
Like
things
I
we
like
can do,
I
but
never. Yeah, I never got into Magic or anything like that, so like
yeah.
I've just never been a player, but man, I do know a bunch of people that have gotten into stuff like that though. So
I mean, I'm gonna do a stream. It's gonna be have to be like a chill night where I go through and value all. God, I got like 600 Yu-Gi-Oh cards, a couple
but
Digimon, old school Pokemon, a ton of Magic cards. So I'm gonna do that one day. I like
yeah,
collecting the cards for the artwork. I just don't play anymore. I used to.
I think for me like I did get some Pokemon cards back in the day. I've since like gotten rid of them a long time ago, but past that I think like a lot of the other stuff like just didn't hit me because of age. So
Yeah.
like Yu-Gi-Oh, like because I was kind of on the older side when the Pokemon cards came out. So like Yu-Gi-Oh and that stuff like I completely just missed because I just aged out of that at that point.
Mhm.
Um so it just wasn't for me. At least at that point in my life. Um
I
although
will
I would
say
totally be down if
there's
they weren't like
yeah.
if it wasn't stupid crazy to get them now, like I could
Yeah.
totally be down for like getting some new Pokemon cards and
Yeah.
going for it. But yeah, that now that that's taken off and become a thing again, yeah, there's no way in hell that I'm going anywhere near any of that.
No.
Uh, so yeah,
Yu-Gi-Oh
like
has a card game. It's called this Duel Links. It's actually, if you grew up playing the Yu-Gi-Oh games, like the PlayStation 1 games, I mean, Yu-Gi-Oh has so many so many games in that franchise. It's kind of ridiculous. Like, I would love to do a
mm,
breakdown, but there's like, got to be at least 40, 50 games, to be honest, in there through all the consoles. But this Duel Links game is actually fairly decent. I was surprised because I'm like, I don't like I said Gwent and Hearthstone. I don't really mess. Those are the only two I mess with. But Duel
mm.
Links, ugh,
Well, I know Magic the Gathering Arena is also a thing. If you're into Magic, they do have the digital card game there. So, and I've heard good things about it. I
yeah,
just haven't.
one of our writers,
Just
can't remember his name at this time, but he covers a lot of the Magic stuff. I'm like, damn, it's intense.
yeah. I played uh I played Magic the Gathering online beta back in like 2001 maybe.
Jesus.
Like it was like an old version. But it was super hard to get into because there were so many cards at that point.
Yeah,
Um
there's there's a
and
lot. I wonder how
as
many
someone
cards.
who had not there was but there was also a really freaking good uh as odd as this is going to sound, there was a very, very good online digital wrestling WWE card game back in the early 2000s. It was WWF with Authority. It was out on PC. You had decks that you would put together. It was based on wrestling moves. You'd basically pick a wrestler as a character, and then you would do moves, and basically certain moves countered other certain moves. stuff like that. Like it was actually really good as a game. Like the gameplay of it was very well done. Unfortunately, it didn't do well enough. I think just based on the timing of it,
Bet you would
being
do so
an
well now.
early. Oh, it would kill now. It would absolutely kill now, and that's what it disappoints me so much because it was so good. Like I really wish that like someone would just remake it. Um,
Yeah.
or get the license, get the WWE license, and just remake the damn thing because it was really awesome. Uh, but yeah, it was done by a studio at the time called Genetic Anomalies. They did a previous they did a card game before it, which was similar but not quite the same. It was a card game. It was like a science fiction card game called Chronix. That they had done. It was a very small team, and it was and it was before all the NFT stuff, obviously, because this was early 2000s.
Hmm.
They had actually trademarked digital bits, which was their digital card system at the time, and
Jesus.
yeah, it's kind of weird seeing that stuff come back around now.
Everything is cyclical.
When yeah, it's it's kind of crazy because like I was on that train like a long time ago, but now I'm just like nope, I'm good now.
Yeah.
Uh,
Which is
but
fair
yeah,
because
it's
that's hard. I was just loving this card art. This is why I collect Magic cards. I know nothing about, but just like this card art is beautiful. Like
yeah, I like the lore and the settings and stuff for Magic. Um, they actually have released a couple Dungeons and Dragons books in the Magic the Gathering settings,
oh wow,
which are pretty cool. So I like that sort of thing. Um, but yeah, I have no interest in like actually jumping into a card game because I know me
hmm.
and I know I will end up spending too much money uh trying to get uh these damn cards
Yeah,
because that's how I am like I spend enough money on freaking like stupid Dungeons and Dragons miniatures to paint, let alone trying to get trying to get cards and stuff. So um
boy,
I I don't need anything else to spend money on.
I
Trust
can
me.
agree with that. The This next
So
game I think is going to be next game for my next daily game for probably the foreseeable future, especially when the new version drops. The good old Fantasy Star Online.
yeah,
It's
I am super looking forward to that new one coming out.
yeah.
Which is pretty soon.
I Let's
Uh,
see. 'Cause I think I
like
did an article on it the other day and I just can't even remember anything.
it's it's either like end of this month or like June. I can't remember. Um,
Yeah. Oh, and I think
but
it's around you.
I want to play it. Like I've listened to a couple podcasts that got to play like an early build of it. And I've heard very good things, like how it's more open. Yeah, New Genesis, and stuff like that. Um, and I'm really looking forward to actually playing it.
Me too. That's why I stopped playing the original because it's not a it's a whole new game. So I'm like, oh,
Yeah, it's like it's yeah, like essentially it's it's like saying it's Fantasy Star Online 2
mm-hmm.
if that makes it
Tutu.
as yeah, like as weird as it is, like it's a uh
What they have been open is they started to say, because I remember there was controversy at first where a lot of the stuff that you did in Fantasy Star 2, not
I
New
know some of it.
Genesis, it they
Yeah,
have opened that most of it is going to cross over now because people were not happy with
yeah.
that.
Mm.
I'm like, oh,
Yeah, I was
okay,
gonna say I know certain things will cross over, but like I was thinking, well, I haven't done anything yet, so
yeah,
maybe I'll just jump in when New Genesis comes out. So,
yeah,
but I hear the actual like the world is more open world. It's less less instanced in that sense.
That'd be
More of
nice
like
because
an
I just want
open battlefield, and
yeah, I just want to explore. I mean, I don't want to go to instances. It's not bad, but give me like a Monster Hunter open world so I can explore. Cause
yeah, I don't know if I don't know how big it's gonna like. I don't know if it's as big as like it might be as big as like a Monster World level possibly, but yeah, I'm not sure how like the scope of it, but it definitely it seems cool, and I've always enjoyed the Fantasy Star like gameplay. I mean it's
mhm.
kind of simplistic, but it's like simplistic and also fun. So
It's
because
simplistic.
I
It's easy to
really
hop in and out. Like that's all you need.
yeah yeah because like back on in the 360 days, I really liked Fantasy Star Universe. Um,
Hmm.
it was super simple. It was, I mean, I would say it was almost generic. But it was just like it was just kind of fun to like hop in and out of. So,
Hmm.
uh,
Sometimes you need that.
I enjoyed my time with it.
There's like one series, Chocolate says, "Damn, I derailed you." No, we're here to. I mean, we go off on tangents all the time, but that's because they do end up tying back in together. There's one game
Yeah,
series that I love,
and you
but I
and
can't.
sorry,
Yeah, there's
I was gonna say, and there is nowhere else that will tell you about WWF with authority than
right,
right here, because
right.
nobody knows about that damn game, and it's a goddamn shame because
The Sleeping
it was
Dogs
good.
MMO. The fact that nobody remembers
Yeah,
that. I mean, it never got out of beta, but still, like, oh my heart, that would have been so good.
yeah, Sleeping Dogs was really good. That man,
Yeah.
it's a shame. Like that studio made a really good single player game. Don't know how well the MMO would have done, but
Probably
at the
not
very
well.
least, like yeah, probably not great. Maybe MMOs weren't really the thing to do at that point in time because a
Uh,
lot of those didn't get off the ground. Because if you think about it, because that was around the same time as the whole 38 Studios thing, where they were trying to do the Kingdoms of Amalur
mm-hmm.
MMO as well, that ended up failing.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I mean that was total studio mismanagement. I don't know about the Sleeping Dogs thing. I just think they probably just didn't have the money after Sleeping Dogs didn't do as well as they needed it to. Is my guess in that
I don't
situation.
remember because like this is
'Cause,
gameplay from it. This is what
yeah,
it was, and it would look like it was. God, what is that APB reloaded that was supposed to be the GTA
yeah,
5
yeah, yeah.
killer? Like this is what it almost looked to be, but it was also it had weird like this stuff leveling your own little gang areas. I think it would have done so well for a certain small group, but yeah,
Mm.
overall, I don't know why the story that this went out of circulation or it never made
Well,
it
I
past
know.
beta.
Yeah, I know the studio was also based in New York City. So
Yeah,
like the cost to run the studio was pretty high because of that. Um, I know they might have initially got like incentivized to develop in New York, and maybe something changed.
yeah.
It's hard to say. Uh, and I think it's the same team maybe that did what was it the Homefront Revolution game,
Oh
I
gosh,
think.
Homefront 2
And
was
that did
well,
not do well.
that game was.
So
Uh,
yeah,
the wiki doesn't really give anything. Probably, I mean, we
yeah, I
probably
know it
will
was United
never
Front.
truly know. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, that's the thing. Like in games, it's hard to know the
yeah.
nitty gritty, so to
Unless you're
speak.
there sitting in the
Mm.
boardrooms, which I don't want to be because that sounds depressing. Could you imagine being, hey, EA Plays going to Game Pass, one of the most subscribed gaming services of all time, but we are not going to continue Anthem. I would have been pissed if I was in that boardroom because
Yeah.
my dumbass definitely downloaded uh, Titanfall forgetting that the servers aren't up anymore. Like, oh, you're stupid. But that would have revived it. People would have played. Sometimes, yeah, these business decisions, I don't understand it.
Yeah.
But it turned out to be one of the weirdest ongoing games that has taken off is Monster Hunter. I don't know why. I like Monster Hunter. I remember playing it on the PlayStation and stuff back in the day. But for Monster Hunter World to just take off like it has, I'm so confused.
Yeah, it is weird because it's one of those games that's always had it always has had its niche crowd, its niche, you know.
Hmm.
There's always been like a contingent of Monster Hunter fans. But it's just weird that like that one is the one that finally got people over, myself included. I mean, I
Hmm.
didn't really honestly, I didn't really give a shit about Monster Hunter games until Monster Hunter World. Um and then
That's
I
fair.
really and then I played a lot of but honestly, like I played Monster Hunter World and I got my fill out of it,
Hmm.
and I have like no desire to play another one. um,
Yeah. Monster Hunter World is definitely this is like Iceborne stuff. I haven't played the DLC, but
yeah, I didn't play it. Yeah,
it's intense. It's involved. We'll talk about another game right after this, but it's like you got to be on when you're playing Monster Hunter, not just for the
yeah, it's yeah,
so
it's
much.
just it's like a I don't want to say that it's tedious and like a chore, but it's kind of tedious and like a
Hmm.
chore.
It
So
is.
and that's why I just I like think about playing it and I'm just like, nah, I'm good.
It very much
Uh,
reminds me of not Monster Hunter, but the if you do Witcher in Death March, like if you don't bring the right potions with you
mm,
or enough potions, you're going to
yeah,
die, no matter what
yeah,
difficulty you have it on.
it's a very like strategic
Which is
um
when I'm in the mood is fine, but
yeah, exactly, like it's very much like I have to be in the mood
yes,
for this, which I am not very often.
no,
So
because now I gotta. I mean, I think we can all agree we all have weird knowledge of stuff. Like I can still remember San Andreas maps. I can give you button codes for all these kinds of games. But damn, if I have to remember which two berries to mix together for the potion that I need for this specific monster, because I need to hunt it, and then
yeah,
I need to hunt it 5 times to get everything I need from it. No, not happening today. Not at
yeah,
all.
yeah, exactly, yeah, that's kind of where I'm sitting.
But damn, Capcom is having a nice, good resurgence. Uh,
Yeah, they are. I mean, they needed it.
oh my god, yeah, they did.
They needed it, and they've been between Monster Hunter and Resident Evil. They've been doing really well.
And they do. I mean, there's. I don't know when this article. This is their new stuff. They have crossover events all the time. They had the Witcher one. They have Street Fighter. They have Resident Evil. Like they're not only keeping this franchise alive, but doing all their franchises a service. So it's like, oh,
Hmm.
okay, just damn. But yeah, I still don't understand why this has taken off the way.
Yeah, actually, yeah, it's talking about Monster Hunter like that. Final Fantasy 14 does a lot of those random events too. Like they had like a Dragon Quest event, and they have like there's literally a set of dungeons in Final Fantasy 14 that are from Near Automata.
Oh, okay.
So, um, and actually, I'm pretty sure there's a set of dungeons that are based on Monster Hunter as well.
I
Because
wouldn't be surprised.
I'm pretty sure you can unlock Rathalos as a mount in
Oh,
Final Fantasy 14.
that cool.
So,
Oh my god.
and you can get get one of the pet cats, uh, the
Ah,
calicos,
yes.
right?
I love those little shits. Little my babies.
Yeah. So
Oh, I
yeah,
love them so
they've
much.
done some cool crossovers in that game.
You know what
Um,
crossover, I understand it now, but when they released it, I didn't. Was the Division 2 Resident Evil crossover? I'm like, why? There's no
Hmm.
zombies in Division 2. Why? But
Well,
did I fire it
well,
up
maybe
after
there will
like,
be.
God? I mean, maybe there is. I don't know. I haven't gotten to the dark zone, but when I say I dusted the year-old dust off that game and fired it up to get my Leon Kennedy suit, you know I did, because I couldn't help
Yeah,
myself.
I definitely logged in for that.
Like, I'm getting this. I don't
I
care.
actually, yeah, I want to play more Division Two. Like, I actually really like Division Two, and when I'm in it, like I'm super into it.
Yeah,
But the problem is like I just need to like actually get into it.
yeah. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Just finding that. It's the same thing with ESO for me. Finding that motivation to just do it,
Hmm.
and then don't stay in it, because this bad boy, uh, Eve Online, that is a game you play Eve or it plays you. Like,
EVE Online is a second job.
it really is. I think it's a great game. I've played it on and off, but I've had to like force
Yeah.
myself to play it on and off because it's
Yeah,
intense.
it's not my thing, but I love hearing like I love hearing about the real world stories of like how literally like hundreds of thousands of Icelandic dollars were
hmm
lost in
I,
this space battle.
I think the last
Uh,
big fight was like 3 or 4 years ago, and somebody lost like $10 million, or this like group lost $10 million, and I'm like, oh, okay.
yeah, like I love reading the articles about this stuff after the fact and
Oh
being
yeah,
like, this is like some really amazing shit going on here. Uh,
yeah.
but there is no way,
It's so
no way I
involved.
could. Yeah, like man,
Another good one
it is.
is not Eve Online. We're looking at Eve Online. Hell is it?
Mhm.
Elite Dangerous. That's becoming
Yeah,
another, because they just
it's in
launched
that
that
same boat.
DLC. Yeah.
It's you have to spend the time like it's about
hmm
uh picking a job essentially and doing that job. Like literally, you become like a miner or or something in this game, and then that's what you do.
hmm
You literally go out and do your job. Uh,
Although now they have this Odyssey, which I don't know if it's out yet. You can go out of your ship, you can land on the worlds. I don't know how many worlds you can land on, but you can go and walk around. So I'm
mm.
like, oh, it's Star Citizen, but it's actually out. I That's not shade at nah, screw it. That is shade at Star Citizen. That game is never coming out.
and
Oh,
Chakalaka
yeah.
saying, "Hell, when it comes to ongoing games, you got to pay respect to the granddaddy that is WoW."
Yeah,
Yeah,
the big bad boy. I care.
World of Warcraft is still going. I never
I was about to
super got
say,
into WoW.
never got into it.
Um, like I back back when they it mm, it might have been like post Burning Crusade maybe. I had like a 30-day trial
hmm
and I played a bit of it and didn't really get too into it. And then when Classic came out, a friend of mine was like, "Hey, I will pay for a month for you if you want to try it." And I was like, "Sure." And I played a bit like during that month, but I think I got to like I don't know, like level 20 and was like, "Okay, I'm good."
Yeah,
Uh,
I get it, and I like the newest one that's come out, Shadowlands. That's a new DLC. I like it. I My uncle used to play it all the time, but
hmm.
it's never hooked me,
Yeah,
and I
I've
wish it
just
would.
never been hooked, but like I have a group of friends like basically my Sunday night D&D group have all at one point or still are WoW players. And I've just
Yeah,
never got too into it. So
one of my
um
best online friends. That's all she does. All she does is play WoW. I'm like, how
Mm.
can you play one game for so long? I like the mounts and collected them, but like, damn, that's all you play. I don't think I've ever
uh,
seen her play another game, to be honest.
yeah, Chakalaka says, I lost a friend to WoW, but on a separate side note, I hear people meet their spouse in WoW.
Hmm.
And yeah, definitely people have. I mean, that's kind of the thing. Like, there's been a lot of people that have met online through WoW and through just any online game in space. You know,
Hmm.
you start spending enough time with people playing a game or something. You know,
Hmm. And
sometimes real relationships happen.
WoW is at such a point. I mean, even when I was a kid, WoW was old. So it's at such a point that
Huh.
I almost feel intimidated to start it because I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing at all. Like I
See,
don't
I
know
would
the
say
lore.
like
I don't know anything.
I would actually say it's probably easier to get into WoW now than it ever was. Um, because you can play through the beginning of it for free, like I think
Yeah,
like till level 20 maybe.
yeah, that's what I
But
tried to do, and then I'm like,
and and they've done so many like quality of life changes that it's honestly pretty easy to get into.
yeah,
They just like it's just whether or not like the actual content itself hooks you or not more than anything.
yeah.
Um, but like yeah, it's definitely one of those that I would like to have gotten more into, but I
It's
don't
an
know.
acquired
I guess
taste.
yeah, I get that at this point if I'm gonna get into my fantasy RPG MMO, it's gonna be ESO and you
Hmm.
know or Final Fantasy because technically Final Fantasy's in that same boat, but
Yeah, my if
Final
I
Fantasy's
had,
a little bit different.
yeah, Final Fantasy is it's part of a bigger world, but it's still its
Hmm.
own thing. I mean, so is
Yeah.
ESO, but they still feel somehow so different, yet so close. I'm gonna play Final Fantasy tonight. I know I got stuff to do, but I really don't care. I need a me time. Need some me time. If we're gonna
Yeah,
stay,
Final Fantasy's like it's interesting. Like the combat is a bit different because it's more based on it's based on chaining moves together, but the
yeah,
way they have it set up, let basically shows you on the actual icons themselves how to chain them easily. So like like basically if you hit one move, it'll like the next one to do will like light up and you know go through like a rotation kind of thing, depending on your class. I mean, each class is going to be a little bit different.
I was like,
Um,
I want to see the classes, classes and jobs, classes. Oh no, that's not clickable. I'm just starting to click shit. Um,
I think maybe go up a little bit there and hit. Oh, okay. I was like,
yeah,
what does it say? Start. But
because I was clicking. Oh, I'm gonna
yeah, because I mean,
download it
there's
tonight and play.
different classes based on how you want to play.
I just
Each
want to
class,
have it.
like basically, the class will determine what type of player you are, whether you're DPS, healer, or tank. Um,
Healer that fishes. That's all I do. I
yeah.
can't help
So, but
myself.
yeah, there's also jobs like the crafting and stuff are actually jobs, uh, and that
Oh,
sort of thing. So,
I-
but it's super well done. I like Final Fantasy 14 a lot.
okay, all right. Don't work then. Yeah, I especially because I think it was E3 last year that they, or the year before that they announced the Shadowbringer DLC, and I was like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
they've really stepped it up.
Yeah,
But
and like
my,
the thing is, like, there's literally in Final Fantasy 14, there are nods to like every Final Fantasy game in the game.
which is so
So
cool.
yeah,
I, I love when they
it's
remember.
it's
My,
it's a really cool world.
I
Um,
just can't wait to get into it. It's gonna be so much fun.
Good stuff. It's good stuff. Final
So
Fantasy is good stuff.
yeah, I have a game of choice, which is not really getting support right now. So but it is an ongoing game. And that's good old Diablo. I love it.
Yeah.
It's and especially because of the seasonal stuff. Oh my god, do I sink hundreds of hours into this game every season, and it's kind of disgusting how much time I had to like uninstall it for a bit because all I was doing was playing my seasonal stuff. But it's kind of it's on season 2 right now, or not season 2. You're dumb. Season 23. But I think with
Jeez.
the Diablo 2 and Diablo 4, it's kind of been
Yeah.
got left in the wayside, which okay, but I
Well,
kind of
yeah.
still
I
miss
mean,
it.
yeah. I'm interested in the 2 remake. Um,
Yes.
3. I liked 3 when I played through it.
Mm.
Because I bought it at launch.
Oh, the Necromancer
Uh,
DLC now. Oh my god, it's so good.
that's the thing. Like, I never ended up getting the DLCs, so
I
I'm
think it's
very behind on it. Uh,
the good thing is it never. I mean, it's its own content. I mean, yeah, look, $40 for
mhm,
all of them, which has the Raphael DLC, I think, and everything in there. Like
mhm.
for $45 or $40, which is no, for $50, you're dumb. So it's gonna be $40 in the States. It's just so much fun and such a good time, especially the Necromancer collection. Reaper of Souls. This is the DLC
Yeah.
that almost broke my soul because that last fight with Raphael, I don't know what kind of difficulty they just cranked it up to, but I've only been able to beat him like twice. I'm like, oh shit, okay, awesome. They don't like me. I understand. Chakalaka, you want to give a shout out to Smash Ultimate, Street Fighter 5, and MK11. I think MK11 is completed, but still the point stands. Also, what are your thoughts on fighting games releasing characters post launch? It depends how they do it.
Mhm.
Because if it's like Dead or Alive, and I could rip into Dead or Alive for a very long time because they killed that whole series. I think it keeps the game going for longer to release characters post launch, and I mean nobody's ever gonna say no to play Predator against Katana or Milana against the Jason. Like nobody is gonna be angry about that. It's just how they do it.
Yeah, I think I like the way Mortal Kombat does that stuff where they bring in like outside stuff and like they're just like, hey, let's go freaking crazy with this.
Yep.
Um, and just bring in like these crazy like action or horror characters
Right? Like
into it
some of
because
them
it
you wouldn't even
like
expect.
yeah, like it definitely fits the Mortal Kombat like aesthetic in that
Yeah.
sense. Uh, yeah, I like the way Mortal Kombat does it in that sense.
Hmm.
I like it makes sense for them to bring out more characters. It does extend the life of the games, especially when you're not putting out a fighting game every couple years. It's usually 3 to 4,
Hmm.
depending on developer. I mean, it seems like NetherRealm usually kind of goes back and at least they have gone back and forth between Injustice and MK for the past uh, decade
Yeah.
at this point.
So we should be getting a new
So
Injustice soon.
yeah, or equivalent, like depending on what they're working on. Honestly, I wish like NetherRealm did that basically that WWE Mortal Kombat game for mobile. I really wish
Oh
they would have
yeah.
made like a console version of that because it was really cool.
I mean, Ed
And
Boon was tweeting about, hey guys, what game would you like to see come back? And people overwhelmingly said Def Jam, and he's like, so Def Jam? And I have no idea what that means. But if it means what I
yeah,
think, bring it
hey,
back.
if we get another Def Jam game, I'm down. Let's do this.
Right? Oh
Uh,
my god. Yes.
I'm into it. But but yeah, I mean, I think Smash has done a good job with their characters. I mean, honestly, for me, like fighting games, I'm just like I'm terrible at them, so I don't generally play them. But
Right.
I think uh, I think Smash does a good job, especially because Ultimate's supposed to like literally be the last Smash game. So it makes sense for them to keep adding characters,
Yeah,
since they're not going to make another game. And plus, at least with even if there are Smash, if there happens to be another Smash game later, it's probably not going to be on the Switch. It'll be
yeah,
on whatever Nintendo's next thing will be.
yeah,
So, in that case, like Nintendo is very very good about only doing it like on one system and just extending the life of it.
that's true.
Street Fighter. I know Street Fighter had a lot of problems, at least at launch, when it didn't. It had a single player portion that just was not done
Hmm.
when it was supposed to be at launch, and other things. But you know, do you do you feel that developers hold back characters for DLC?
Oh,
Uh, I would
it,
say it depends on the developer. Um, I would sometimes. I don't think they like. There are certain characters I don't think they're purposely holding back. Like I don't think, like for instance, NetherRealm held back like Alien or the Predator or stuff like that.
yeah,
I think those were licensing deals made after the fact.
yes.
Uh,
And those
and
aren't story. I think if it's a game like Mortal Kombat and Injustice, they the characters that are that was graphic that are introduced after really have nothing to do with the story. So there's not
yeah,
taking or adding anything to the game.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think yeah, I don't think they're holding them back from a story standpoint, but maybe they're like, hey, this classic character that people like, maybe we will hold them back because they don't actually fit into the story.
Yeah.
So they might do something like that. Um, and he says he also forgot to shout out Dragon Ball Fighters,
Oh
um,
yeah.
which I've heard good things about. I'm just not a Dragon Ball fan, so
Yeah,
I
me
can't
either.
really I can't really comment on. But I've heard it's good. I've heard it's very good. So
I think
um,
my problem, or my point, whatever, anything that like, this game is gonna get ripped on till I can no longer breathe. Final Fantasy 15. If you take any part of the game, rip out, rip it out, and then put it behind a DLC wall, um, don't do that. That's scummy. Like that's you
yeah.
shouldn't be taking major parts of your story and putting behind the DLC wall. But yeah, since like I mean, Terminator adds nothing to the Mortal Kombat series, neither does Spawn or Joker. So I have no problem with them selling after. Now, if they start to like really nickel and dime people, that's where I'm like, don't do that. That's not, come on, that's not right. But I can't really do anything about that. But I think Mortal Kombat and NetherRealms, um, they do it
Yeah, I
in a
mean,
good
I
way.
know they've done some like weird like buy like
Hmm.
fatality finisher coins and like stuff like
Yeah,
that, which is like I'm not, but like their actual DLC, I think they've gotten right for the most part.
yeah,
So
they've been pretty good, and that's, I
yeah.
mean, that's what keeps us from ripping on you like a EA or saying, you know what, I understand there needs to be microtransactions, but I'm not disappointed in the way you're doing it because it can be earned in game. That's my main focus.
hmm
If it can be earned in game without money, awesome, cool, whatever. If you can earn an in
Yeah.
game. Overwatch, the most egregious game, one of the most egregious games, because I'm like, there's all I can think of is FIFA for a second. Great online, uh, always going on. Although now Big Daddy Jeff has left, who knows? But toxic community. Oh my god, probably one of the worst I've ever played in. And like I said, I played League for years.
Yeah. Yeah, Overwatch is it's a weird one. I feel like Overwatch gets less accessible the more it goes.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
because they change stuff all the time. It's not even it doesn't even seem like the same game it was when it launched.
No, I
Uh,
remember after they took
it's
the Mercy's 5 res, because I play Mercy all the time, after they took her res away, I was like, but then how do I heal in a major way? Like, I understand it was annoying for teams, but there's a reason it was strategic. and Mercy's would die 90% of the time before we even got it off. So, bitch, I'm still mad
Yeah, I
about
know
that.
and I know they made a lot of decisions based on like Overwatch League play,
Hmm.
and then didn't they like kill the Overwatch League,
It's still going on. Um,
or it's like maybe they just scaled it back a bunch because I know
I,
they let some people go.
yeah, there was a
Um,
couple teams that were doing some not savory things online. That they were scaled back. The good person to talk to if you really want to get into Overwatch League is Citizen Snips. He doesn't so much anymore, but he does because he streams Valorant more now. But he I think
mhm,
was a manager or did something with Dallas Fuel that was that plays Overwatch. So I'm like,
yeah,
oh man, their community is toxic. Like, probably it's oops, I dropped my lid. Probably one of the worst right now. And the game is good. I'm just past the point of character shooters right now.
it's and there hasn't been one that's caught me since because like Valorant I have zero interest in, and that's only because like I don't like Counter Strike,
Yeah,
so it's just not my. So basically, adding powers to Counter Strike doesn't entice me.
right.
Um,
I am excited for the single player game or the I guess it has multiplayer, but Overwatch 2. I'm interested to see what that has because there's a lot of they created so much lore in this series, but
mhm.
most of it
Yeah,
doesn't go anywhere. Like, oh,
yeah,
okay.
yeah. Yeah. I'm interested to see what they're gonna do next with it. Like, I'm interested to see what Overwatch 2 is gonna be.
Hmm.
But yeah, I don't know. I don't know where the legs are on Overwatch. Like I don't know if I see it being a big thing again. But
Yeah,
it's hard to say. It's hard to
I'm
say
just
until we get that second game.
yeah, I'm just concerned because I mean the man again. This is not the first time it's happened, but the man that was a reason behind Overwatch left. But also Casey Hudson has left Bioware several times. Uh, it's not the first time somebody important has left. So I'm like, okay,
Well, and you got to think like where at in development are they? I mean, if they're pretty far along, and then someone like that leaves, like they're probably not really going to change it up much
no,
from his vision anyway. Like
yeah,
at that point, so really, I mean, it just depends on where they're at in
yeah,
development and who they bring in to replace him, and I think they bumped somebody up that was on his team as his replacement. So I mean, I don't see it. I don't see, what they were working on changing much, but
yeah.
you know,
It's like
uh,
oh god, what is Ruby, the Rooster Teeth animation. A lot of people, I
mm,
haven't watched it in a very long time because I think it was season 4 I stopped watching because I didn't like where the story was going in a lot of places, and it's just my personal. I started watching other things at the time, so Ruby fell to the wayside. But people were like, "Oh, it's lost the mark." Like Miles and Carrie have done horrible things to it. I'm like, do you guys know when you say that? And Monty, before he passed, he wrote up to season 9, so they're still going on Monty's his guide, his what he wrote out. That has nothing to do with Miles and Carrie. Where it's going, that's where Monty wanted it to go. Y'all need to chill out. Because sometimes you're not in the room, so you don't know what's going on. And Monty died, God, was it almost 10 years ago now, I think?
yeah,
So y'all just need to chill. The fact that Ruby is still going and Ruby has, I think, 3 video games because the definitive edition of their PC game just came out. They have a phone game. Like, just chill out,
yeah,
man.
it's crazy like how big that got.
Yeah, I do want to sit down and rewatch it because the animation got like Castlevania got so much better, but I just I think we've already established how I haven't even started The Mandalorian yet. I'm
Which
bad.
you need to.
I think I'll do another like weekend movie, watch it all in a weekend.
Yeah,
So
that's.
I can't help myself. I'm bad at watching TVs. I do have a list for us, but before we get into list, I want to talk about a good game that always gets we make fun of fame for playing, but this is a good game. Is Dauntless. If you like Monster Hunter, but like dumbed down. Not dumbed down, but like really basic. It's not as in depth, um, where you need to have the right potions and all that. You're gonna like Dauntless, free to play and cross play, so it doesn't matter what system you're on. You will see, if, like me, I play on PC. You'll see somebody with the PlayStation logo and an Xbox, and they've really changed what the game is now. Because in the story, the original Ramsgate was destroyed, and now you're at a new Ramsgate, and you can the quests, the hunts aren't timed anymore. At least the patrols and stuff. It's just a whole different game that it's I kind of hate the art style because it's very much an epic art style, but damn, do I love this game. It's definitely turned a corner, and it's by Phoenix Labs too. And it's definitely turned a corner and turned into something that, like we've been talking about, that has developed a community that support it and love it. And I've never been in an empty lobby anytime I've ever logged into Dauntless. It's always either full or almost full.
That's awesome to hear. Like I still have not had a chance to play it, but I've actually talked to for the Winterborn podcast we do. I talked to someone who is now a part of Phoenix Labs and everything, because their company got sold into, and I think I know she got a promotion. I know she's higher up within Phoenix Labs now, so
Aww.
congratulations to Jing on that.
Woo!
But yeah, I interviewed her for our Winterborn podcast, where she was talking about their previous uh, initiatives and stuff like that. So before, it was like right after they just sold their studio to Phoenix Labs and stuff. So
Yeah, this game is got a lot of legs to it, and
yeah,
they have
it's one
seasons
that
and all that.
I've wanted to try, and I'm pretty sure I've downloaded it a couple times and just haven't, and just like never got around to actually trying it. So
We'll have to do a game night on it then.
yeah, we'll definitely have to check it out.
I've had nothing but fun. I mean, they put in gliders and stuff now too, so it makes getting around a little easier. And the skin, not skins, your armor is so cool. They've changed some of the behemoths around. Man, yeah. If you've played it since the launch and haven't played it again, you're kind of missing out. 'Cause this is different. This is a game that took what it had and did something really freaking cool with it. But damn, is it that's like the epic art style and like Sea of Thieves art style to a T right there.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't mind it. Just,
Oh yeah, so Sea of Thieves we didn't really get a chance to talk too much because
yes.
That's what we got derailed on. But yeah, Sea of Thieves. I thought when it launched, like it had it was fun, but it was very bare bones. And I think I like the direction it's gone on since, where it's added just a ton of new stuff to do. I became me and Jack Steele, another Winterborn fellow of mine, became the best pirates ever. When we played it during Extra Life last year. So no one can take that crown from us. Literally, we got into this battle. Another ship sunk our ship, and we literally, like, we found a small, like a small boat and saved a bunch of our stuff. And kind of like just swam it in, like literally miles of swimming. And it was awesome. Like, it was just like this really cool moment where at one point we literally they sunk our stuff and we had to go down and grab it before the other ship could, like, basically they had to do a turnaround to come back to grab it, and then once they had no idea that. So, like, I'm pretty sure, like, I grabbed the stuff and stashed it somewhere, and then Jack came back on another boat, and then we picked the stuff back up, and it was just it was an amazing run that just like I've never had that experience in like another game. Like it's just it's a cool game. It's I would say it's definitely a game that you want to play with other people. It's not a fantastic single player experience, but like a multiplayer experience, like you can't go
Can't
wrong
go
with Sea of
wrong.
Thieves.
That's what I've been doing a lot of fishing and like just trying to learn how the basic systems work. And I'm like, oh, I can't
Mhm.
wait to gather a team because this is gonna be fun.
Yeah, with a team of people, it's ridiculously fun.
And it's free to play, like everywhere.
Yeah,
Game Pass, Steam. Oh, it's not free. It's
I
$50,
was gonna
but
say I
okay.
don't. Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think it's free on Steam, but it's
It's
on
on
Game
Game
Pass.
Pass. There you go.
So just go Game Pass it.
And another game that's on Game Pass that'll give you hours of fun if you're waiting for your shanty mates to come on is Halo. The whole Master Chief
Yeah,
Collection is on there.
yeah, Master Chief Collection. Yeah, I'm gonna
I
have to. I want to play through all those games before
hmm
Infinite comes out.
And 5 is finishing up its last test flight, so that's gonna be on. I don't know, because every time they give a date, they push it back, so it'll be on soon. Now, you guys know I like lists, so we can't end the podcast before going through one more list. And that's the best online games you can play with your friends. So, again, going with the best ongoing games. Uh, Probably going to be a few in here that we've talked about, but I hope there is a lot more that we forgot, and I'll be like, oh yeah, that's a game. I know I took a peek at the first game, which is Dead by Daylight. I don't play it because I don't like to be stressed.
I've I do I don't play it often. Like I've played it a few times, but I really like it. I mean, it's very similar to the Friday the 13th game, and I
Mm,
really like that game. I don't know, like those games are just dumb and fun.
hmm
So like
And
I enjoy what
from what
those
I
games are doing.
hear, well, not what I hear, but it's been confirmed. We just don't know who's going to be over, but Resident Evil is going to do a big crossover event with them. I
That's
think
cool,
the Titan is going to go there. I don't know if Lady Dimitrescu is going to be in there, but
but she
yeah,
should.
she should, man. She really should. She bay for life.
I don't know if you've seen it, but there's a video going around where somebody put Lady Dimitrescu in the last WWE game, and she's like choke slamming Ronda Rousey through a table.
I mean, if there's anybody, I would love to see anybody choke slam Ronda Rousey, but that I gotta watch it because I was watching. I
That
showed
was good.
Fame this one mod, Fame and Baron, where somebody had put the daughters in the near automata dresses and her in like lingerie. And I'm like, yo, I may be horny for her, but not like this. Not like
Yeah,
that was
yeah.
too much. I was like, you need. But my favorite has been the Fly Swatter mod because that is
I was gonna
hilarious.
say, yeah. I was gonna say, I'm sure you've seen that.
Yeah, there's so many mods for those games. PUBG, again, don't play.
I liked PUBG at launch. I've I've tried it a couple times since, only because Microsoft Rewards is like, hey, play a couple games and get some rewards points. I'm like, okay.
Dang.
Um, and it's
Yeah,
it's it's still the jankiest of those games.
and it'll
Um,
never change.
it was janky at launch. It's still janky. Um, I guess easier than it used to be. Weirdly enough, at least
Yeah,
on console. But yeah, it's all right.
I have a couple friends in Korea and like Japan. They love it. They're like, yeah, I play it on my
Mm.
phone. I can't imagine playing a game like that on your phone, but they do, and I'm like, okay.
Yeah, I'm the same, but I think mobile and phone gaming is way bigger in Asia than it is here. So
Oh yeah, PUBG, you're janky and you'll always be janky, but rest in somewhat peace because North America was moving on from you. Tetris Nan and Nan. Never
Tetris
played it.
99 is fucking great.
I also don't
That's
have a
all I'm
Switch
saying.
either, so
Yeah, it's real good.
I
Um,
love Tetris.
if you want to beat if you want to beat 98 other people at Tetris, this is the Tetris to beat them at.
My ass would get
Uh,
beat. Why is Red Dead on? Ugh. Just the
there you
gun
go.
takes so long to get. Just this like the standard gun, like a base gun that you would get in the game for maybe like $20 on online is like $1,000.
Jeez.
They they jacked up the price. CS:GO, I have it, never played it.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good, Chief.
I used to watch the
I don't need.
competitive, but yeah, I can't.
Yeah, like CS, like Counter Strike's kind of like like almost the OG as far as like esports goes, but it's not my. It's kind of almost the same reason I don't like regular Call of Duty. It's just the run and gun
Hmm.
nature of it just is not my thing. I always preferred Halo because I thought Halo was a little bit more strategic.
Yeah,
Um, so
I agree with that. CS:GO, it has its place, not for me though. Overcooked. Overcooked is
absolutely, yeah,
banging games.
it's a great multiplayer game.
Sounds it's not. What's that shit? Game Pass. Oh my god.
Mm.
You want to lose some friendships? Overcooked.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Diablo. We've talked about Diablo. I love it.
Yep.
If I don't, no, I'm gonna go. I was like, if I don't play Final Fantasy, no, I'm gonna play some Final Fantasy. I might fire up some over. Not the hell Diablo soon too. Phasmophobia. That's one. It's like Among Us
I
and Fall Guys. I don't understand how to take it off.
yeah, I haven't played Phasmophobia. Heard good things, but yeah, I haven't touched it. I yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we also didn't talk about Among Us and Fall Guys because I think Fall Guys has kind of been has fallen
I
off.
I actually like Among Us a lot from the little bit I've played. I think it's probably better if you're playing with people you know,
Hmm.
because then you can be deceptive as hell. And I love being deceptive. Like I love that stuff. So it's and I want Splinter Cell multiplayer back again. But
Yeah.
alas.
Portal. I played Portal 2. I can't
Portal
remember.
2 had a really good co-op
Probably
campaign.
one of the best at the time.
Yeah, for sure.
Risk of Rain 2. I've never played Risk of Rain.
Risk of Rain, it's a roguelike
Hmm.
uh third person shooter that essentially during in a level you're basically trying to uh make money to buy stuff out of chests to make you more powerful, to kill the boss to make it to the next level, essentially is the loop there. It's up to 4 players. It is really fun. I have a group of friends that plays it like a whole lot, and I sometimes play it and sometimes not. I'm not great at it, which is why I don't always play it when my friends are playing it. So, but that's not the game's fault. That is the me fault.
That is the first. Well, oh, that sounds interesting, but man, I'm trying not to play roguelikes recently. I got sucked into West of Dead, and I'm just like, I need to stop. My anger. Nothing brings out the anger like a roguelike when you're like, no, I dodged that. I dodged that. League of Legends, Toxic Community, Spellbreak. I don't remember this one, but
Yeah,
I
Spellbreak's
remember the art.
yeah, that's the battle royale, the wizard battle royale, Harry
Remember
Potter battle
Warframe.
royale, essentially.
Yeah,
It's fun, but it's not really like changing the game or anything.
is
It's
what
a
it
fun
is.
little it's a fun guy.
GTA, boom, 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 always there. Path of Exiles. Ooh. So, okay. I have two minds with Path of Exile. I know it's a Tencent company, and I do not like Tencent, but damn is this game good as a free Diablo.
Yeah, it is, but it's also like
So
it
much
also
more than
has like
Diablo.
a crazy ass tech tree where I'm just like,
Right.
man, I'm like, I'm just starting to play and I'm already overwhelmed,
Right.
which is what turns me off from Path of Exile. But if you want a free Diablo, it's
Yeah.
totally worth checking out.
And it's constantly being updated. It's
Hmm.
changed so much from what it was, but yeah, it can be a lot. It's so good
Yeah,
for a free game. Yeah. Ah, Forza Horizon 4. Mm, mm.
yeah.
I mean,
Forza Horizon 4 is a very good game.
I love car games, and I still play this like every week. I don't know why. Like, I'll sit there for hours and play the F1 Codemaster games. Which why? I love Formula One, but why when I could play Forza? So good.
Yeah, Forza Horizon's really good. I mean, it's like a good like sit back and relax racer,
Mm-hmm.
um, in a way. But
The
yeah, I
music,
enjoy it.
yeah. Smash Bros. Ultimate.
Yeah, I still have yet to play it.
Last Smash I played was on the N64, so
Or I mean, I guess technically I've played it at like a friend's house, but
yeah.
I suck at Smash, so
I suck at
I'm real
fighting
bad at
games,
Smash.
but I
Yeah,
love them.
I'm just
Love them so much. I have Injustice, and I think I have Injustice 2 on Game Pass. I have Mortal Kombat 9 and 10. I love them. I'll play them for the stories. No way as hell I'm going online. I love them, but I suck.
oh, I'm gonna throw out a controversial opinion here.
Mm-hmm.
All you Smash players, stop being cowards and use items like real men. Okay, use those items. That's how the game's
Pew,
meant to
pew,
be
pew, pew,
played.
pew.
Boom, shots
Damn.
fired. Come at me.
Right in the chest, Trevor. You going for their hearts today.
Right. I use items in Smash.
Jesus.
Heard it
Uh,
here first.
is Divinity an ongoing
Yeah,
game?
it's not ongoing, but these are games to play with your friends, is what it.
Uh,
So it is not an ongoing game, but it is a good co-op game
yeah.
for
I
sure.
mean, the whole Divinity series is
Yeah.
can't go wrong.
So
Warzone, Call of
yeah,
Duty.
Warzone. Yeah,
People
it's
love
it's good.
Warzone.
It's good. I mean, it's like it's the three. I would say the three best battle royales right now are Call of Duty, Apex, and Fortnite.
Hmm.
So
Wow.
it really just kind of depends on where you land. I personally prefer Apex. Um, Probably Apex or Call of Duty, honestly, over
Yeah.
Fortnite. But yeah, it's good.
I just every time I look at it, I'm like, oh, you know what? I used to play Call of Duty. Then I look at that download size, and I'm like, you know what? I could download instead
Yeah,
of
it's
that.
crazy.
Not that. Like that's.
Yeah,
I think the Yakuza games are 50 gigs each, give or take. That's like four Yakuza games almost for some of the Call of Duty, most of that game. I'm like, nah, I'm good.
it's
You
ridiculous.
keep it.
Yeah,
Rocket League. I've owned
yeah,
this and
that's
I've never played it.
really wow.
I got it from Epic, so I never played it after that.
Yeah, Rocket League is really good. It's a lot of fun. I mean, it's soccer with cars.
Yeah.
Uh, like there's not really much to say about that other than it's fun. It's fun to play. I played it a bit when it was like free on like PSN, and then I ended up like buying it on Xbox at some point. Uh, and then I have it on Epic, obviously. So yeah, it's a good game.
I'll have to give it. Oh, Animal Crossing. If I have to hear any more about that goddamn turnip market from my friends, I'm gonna lose my shit. Turnips, they're expensive.
Yeah,
Go to this
I
aisle.
had
I
a
don't care.
I had a whole lot of FOMO not getting this game last year. That's for sure.
Yeah. I mean, if I were to get a Switch at this point, I think I'm just gonna wait for the Pro. But if I were to get a
Yeah,
Switch, it would be for Animal Crossing because that game literally never ends. I like a game.
Chocolate.
Did you just come back from the grave to hear Trevor slander you with his talk about items? He's like, what did Trevor say?
Chocolate. I am the Smash player. Oh my god, no.
He stopped his jigsaw puzzle and
Yeah.
said, "Not on my watch."
How
Uh,
dare he?
yeah, pause, Chocolaka. Damn, boy. Final
Yeah.
Fantasy 14. We're getting into the top 10 now.
That was the reaction I
I'm
wanted, Chuck.
Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. I mean, that's
Okay.
technically is ongoing because I know there's tournament. Well, at least the community keeps it ongoing. There's tournaments and stuff.
Yeah.
Fall Guys, which
Yeah, I
still
never
haven't
did get a
played.
chance to play Fall Guys. I didn't have PSN when they gave it out for free.
Yeah,
So yeah, it seems like it's fun for what it is.
yeah.
It's that
I
sort of
watched
thing. So
Achievement Hunter play, and I'm like, oh, this is okay. But again, I would want to play with people I know, like have my squad, and
yeah,
then we try to just kill each other.
yeah, exactly, yeah,
Fortnite, of course. Only 7. Oh, interesting. Okay. Monster Hunter World. Yep. Minecraft. The
yeah.
the resurgence of Minecraft has kind of made me so happy because I don't play online Minecraft stuff, but I do play a lot of like the Feed the Beast packs and like different mod packs that change it into a whole different game. So, but damn,
Yeah, Minecraft, man, that's a game that'll keep going and going.
and
Uh,
that's okay.
it's kind of that like it's almost like that first game that was almost like that where
Hmm.
it's crazy that it's still popular with new kids
Right?
like all the time. Like I mean I have like my cousins that are my age now have like 10-year-olds that like are into like Minecraft and stuff and I'm just
Jesus.
like how old is this game?
I
And kids are still into it.
Minecraft is
I
so
I think it's just the fact that it's like, it's virtual Legos that and it runs on everything,
yeah, it
you
does
know?
run on everything.
Like so I think you have that combination and there it is.
There's
So,
I can't remember the server name, but there is a server out there that took a team a couple years to make, but they built it's like the world library and it has every single book, anything you want to read, it's in this library, and they made it for like countries that don't have like China that don't let you access certain things. So it's in the server, and I'm like, that's cool. Like
that's crazy. Yeah, that is cool though.
giving people the information and access to information just because you wanted to help out and let have people have information and knowledge. That's cool. Apex.
Yeah, I like Apex a lot. They did an awesome job. Like Respawn has done an awesome job with like Titanfall and that multiplayer, and then essentially, you take the Titans out of it and switch it around a little bit, and you get the Apex
Mhm.
Legends multiplayer. Like it's a really well done. It basically they married the character shooter with a battle royale, and they got Apex, and it works really well. And it's a lot of fun. Good stuff.
If I were to ever get into battle royales, I think Apex would be where I start.
Yeah, that's definitely. I would say that's definitely the place to start.
'Cause I don't mind character shooters. Overwatch and oh god, Battle. I don't know the Randy Pitchford one. Definitely kind of
Battleborn.
like there you go. Numbed me to character shooters, but I'm like, you know what? Screw it. I'm gonna try this. Maybe stream is buffering because it knows we're winding down. Sea of Thieves, of course. Among Us. I would be
Yeah.
surprised if it wasn't on here. Man, a little game from 2018, all of a sudden explodes.
Hey, you never know. I mean, last year was a weird year, um, with everybody, away from people, and then all of a sudden you get like now they're hiring people onto their team. They're expanding this game, and basically instead of doing a sequel, they're just adding on to the original. So I mean, good for them. Like
They
good for the team at Innersloth. I mean,
right? They cleaned house at the Game Awards. Like I think they got
hmm
4 awards. I was like, damn, okay.
yeah, it's crazy. Yeah. So I mean, yeah, good for them. I mean,
Hmm.
it's like it's a simple game, but like I think the fact that it brings people together is a lot of fun.
Hmm. And last one, Destiny 2. I mean, yeah, we talked about Destiny.
Yeah.
It's free to play. It is what it is. But because we are about to hit the 3 hour mark, and since this isn't the Resident Evil talk, I think we're. Do we have any more ongoing games that we like that we didn't talk about?
Trying to think, but there's none that immediately spring to mind.
Yeah, I mean, like you got your
We covered a
shooters and
pretty
stuff, but I don't really. Battlefront is not an
yeah.
ongoing game to me because that has a limited lifespan. Yeah,
Yeah, if they were still doing like content for it, I would say yeah, but they're kind of not. So
yeah. Thank you guys for listening to us ramble. Don't forget to come to stop touching me. To come to level 1 gaming, come under originals as I die. I if you're wondering where the Resident Evil episode of The Last Cogs is, I have it finally edited. My computer took a shit crap this weekend, so now it's finally edited. I'm gonna put it up probably tonight or tomorrow, and episode 11 will be up for you guys to watch, and then I'll put this one up after, so it's gonna be up. You guys can go watch it. Um, but if you click on it, and you know, you can rewatch it because we cool. Trevor and I are smart. Well, Trevor's smart. I just here to look good. And you come all the way down to the bottom, leave a little comment. Tell us what you think of the episode, and we might read it on stream. Additionally, if you listen where podcasts are available, we might read your review that you leave for us. Because Trevor is, I mean, he's more consistent about putting it up than I am, obviously. But this was a great episode. Leave us some suggestions for future video podcast. The thing. And you want to see more of me? Tomorrow, Wednesday, is 2XP. Thursday is Take Two. Friday is Peak Games. Saturday is Ready Press Play with Chagalaka and Dan. They had a special guest on last week, which is awesome. It's a really good show. I enjoyed it. Uh, Sunday we have nothing yet. Monday's 15 minutes of fame, and then we're back to Tuesday. So make sure you guys just show us support. We appreciate it. Make sure you show Trevor support. Go follow Winterborn. Go show the game love. Go wishlist it. I know I did. I just want to. Winterborn is like one of the first companies we worked with, and they've been nothing but just loving to us since. And we just want to help them out and get that game out because I know I'm going to be playing it. I know I am. Wherever it comes out, whenever it comes out, ooh, I'm going to stream it and I'm going to get angry and I might have an ugly cry at a few points. Who knows? I feel like y'all are going to write some real emotional stuff in there and I won't be able to take it.
might
But,
be a death or 20. You know, it's
well, knowing my dumbass, yeah, probably everybody will die. Thank you guys for being awesome. Yeah, you guys should know who's going to come up next and be just the handsomest man ever. Trevor, the people know where they can stalk you because they need to know who you are.
yeah. Just check me out on Twitter at Trevor Oz OSZ. I'm there. Talk to me. Tell me about anything game related. It's pretty much all that I pay attention to anymore on Twitter anyway, is that sort of stuff. But yeah, it's a lot of fun to do these shows each and every week with
Mhm.
Hugger. It gets me a chance to actually talk about video games in depth, which I missed for the longest time. Um, So
Now we do it once a week.
definitely like being able to come back on the weekly to do this. So thank you to Hugger, thank you to Level 1 for letting us do this show. It's a lot of fun, and thank you to everybody that's been listening. Thank you to everybody that checks us out in the chat and it has been rocking with us. We really appreciate it. So yeah, keep doing that. We hope to keep doing this. So you keep doing that, and we appreciate it.
My heart.
So yeah, until next time.
All right, don't do anything bad, guys, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye, guys.
Level up, never lose, should've had better luck. Tryna see a check, I'm running it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Level up, tryna see a check, I'm running it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Never lose, should've had better luck. I'ma wake 'em up from a slumber. Money ain't nothing but a thing, and the level ain't nothing but a number. Life ain't nothing but a game. Level up, never lose, should've had better luck. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. I wanna ball, waking up meant that he gave me a chance and I'm rolling the dice. I do it all, living like I'm trying to go for the platinum trophy in life. Who can you call? Really nobody, so you should just follow me on your device. And know if she chilling with me, then it's bound to be chemical X and the sugar and spice. Game in the system, but game is the hobby. I'm probably cocky, but hot as wasabi. I mean, if it's beef, then you know where to find me. My niggas is ready and so is my body. You should be running and telling your posse and what's in the speakers and what's in your potty. And she trying to kick it, but this ain't karate. Just keep that shit down while I'm watching Tsunami. I ain't saying I'm a super nerd, but I told you when we got involved, my idea of a perfect date is a PlayStation and some alcohol. I was role playing on GTA. I'm a good guy, but I got it all. If the world should end, be the first to leave, but the last of us acting naughty, dog. Level up, never lose, should've had better luck. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Level up, tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Never lose, should've had better luck. I'ma wake 'em up from a slumber. Money ain't nothing but a thing, and the level ain't nothing but a number.